Is that it? I think that was it.
Are we live?
I think
Are we
so.
live? Are we live? We're
Yeah.
live. I
Ah,
see it.
there it is. Jesus, that took some finagling. Oh, oh, oh! He's figuring it out. He's playing the intro. It's just really muffled and you can't really hear it. Grab that. Alrighty. Okay, well I can't hear it anymore, but it was there for a little bit. It was there for a couple seconds, but it was good. God, what a flawless production. Oh, for that. Alrighty.
All
Are
right.
are we ready to talk about the Game Awards?
Never been more ready in my life.
Bear, are you ready
So
to talk
It's
about the
not.
Game
so
Awards?
It's
incredibly
not.
ready.
It's not even the Game Awards. It's called the Baldur's Gate 3 Awards because anything else is just trying to live up to it.
You're not wrong. All right.
This whole entire thing, right? This whole video, it should just be can it Baldur's Gate,
Can
and
it
if it can't, it loses. Okay.
can it Baldur's Gate?
Let's start from the back. Let's start from the
Oh, you want to
back.
start from the back?
Yeah, we got to work our way up to Game of the Year. Let's start at the
Oh.
back.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
So you want to start at
Start
best.
at the back.
You want to start at the esports and then work our way up.
Yeah, we got to work our way back towards all the good stuff. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
like, we're gonna start at the best
I agree.
esports event here.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
This is what I'm talking about. All right,
naturally, I have
you have bias.
I
You have
have
a lot of bias
I
here
have the most bias.
because
What am
you went to Evo.
I did. I did very much go to Evo.
Now, while you may believe that Evo was the best event,
For me, it was very much the best for me.
there's one up here that simply just should not lose
Go on.
ever. Should ever lose in any capacity, and that is League of Legends, the World Championships. That thing should never lose a best esports event ever.
I did watch that. It was pretty phenomenal.
It's
Uh,
simply the best in terms of production, in terms of the gameplay, in terms of the hype around it, the viewership, everything, the format, everything. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
but
It's the best.
Evo a um won a Guinness World Record for most entrants.
I'm glad it can break world records, but at the
And
same
and
time,
Vegas now has an Evo Day. Nobody knows what that means, but it's
wait,
there.
so
And
what
it,
you're saying is it deserves a participation award.
correct. I want runner up.
it can
All
have a
right.
runner-up. I'm fine with it having runner-up.
Alright.
It just
Okay.
can't win.
We can say League of
Perfectly
Legends
fine.
first, Evo second. Yep.
Okay.
The other one's great. Blast TV, the Paris Major, it was great. It had fun atmosphere to it. The home team Vitality won in France. It was great. We had Trumpet Guy. In case you don't know who Trumpet Guy is, there was a dude that was
I
playing
know about Trumpet
trumpet in
Guy.
the
I know
crowd.
about Trumpet Guy. I have seen Trumpet
Yeah,
Guy.
What
he
do you know
was
about
awesome.
Trumpet Guy?
I saw him play. Well,
Nice.
I saw clips of him playing the trumpet, and he got on stage to do it, which was really cool.
Yes.
So
And then
props to that
Valorant
guy.
Champ. I didn't watch Dota 2,
I just want to
so
be guitar
I can't
guy,
speak
but I
on that.
just wouldn't
I
work
wish
with the mic.
I wish you were because I would have sung along with the song, just like they were doing in
If you
at
know
the
Blink
Paris
182, you'd
Major.
be able to. Yeah, exactly.
Of
I
course, it was a Blink 182 song.
number one.
Of course, it was.
Number one,
It's the best to
2023.
do.
I wonder
It's
if
the
I
best.
It's a banger.
wonder if I light this thing up. Can you even tell what it is? Absolutely not.
But what do you what do you think, Bear? What would be your pick?
My pick would be League of Legends World Championship for
League
sure.
of Legends Worlds?
Yep,
Yeah,
number
I
two.
think I don't think you can possibly lose. It's the best event the entire year.
Recognizing
have
an
you go.
event across multiple or single days that delivered a best of class experience for participants in the broadcast audience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
League is
that's
like
fair.
a month. It's,
Honestly, like the one thing I will say to Evo's, I'm gonna say discredit was like it was fine. There was definitely some little foibles with the production in the
Come again?
venue.
Little what's?
Foibles,
What is foibles?
like little mistakes, like mess ups.
Oh, I
origin of
see.
word, please.
Like-
Origin of word.
Greek.
Use it as- Wait, you just did. Just kidding.
It comes from Greek. Its original word was
So you're saying there was some mistakes at Evo?
yeah.
There were some mistakes.
There were some little things. There was it was pretty cool. I think I got really tired of the casters going, "Let's make some noise." Like
Let's make
That's
some
our favorite thing to do.
noise.
Besides being
it's just
excited, that's a favorite things that casters like
yeah,
to do.
but well, like
Get the crowd to make
You
some
want to get the crowd to
noise.
it's
you want
just
the crowd to be
it's
involved.
so often. No, the crowd was super involved without that because every time the Chipotle ad got shown, the entire crowd kept popping off. It was
As
awesome.
you should.
It
As
was
you
really
should.
funny, but like, I don't know. It just got a little annoying.
Oh, did it work? Did people make noise? Yes.
It got lower over time. There's
Oh,
definitely less noise as it went on.
yeah, you never want to be redundant with it, but yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it.
Okay, so
What's next? What we
League.
got? League.
All right.
League of Legends. Best
But
esports coach.
the
Here
esports
we
coach
go.
judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2023.
In conduct.
We got Potter Chi, Zonic Sorensen, Gunba Graham,
Overwatch should never win.
that Remy. I'm not going to that.
Yeah.
The homie, Sung Young.
Homie.
That's awesome. That his nickname is Homie.
I wish Jordan was here to give us some more insight on
Well, that's why I wanted to.
JT Gaming
Well, we could always come back to this.
and League.
True.
I
Well,
mean, if Jordan wants to pop in when he wants to pop in, I don't mind coming back to this category for him
Probably
to be
so.
like,
'Cause
ugh.
I think Christine might win. EG won Worlds.
yeah, but
um,
EG has fucked over
that's-
the Rocket League scene. I know it's not
Yeah,
her
so I think
specifically, but
Yeah, so people might still have a
Still
sour
associated.
taste in their mouth from EG, and they'll be like, "I'm not giving EG any votes."
Well,
or
I think.
things.
Well, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the coach getting the win just because the team won. I don't know how I feel about that.
well, I agree with that sentiment as well. So like, I just don't know enough, maybe.
I don't think anybody knows enough about the coaches on a certain level to
I mean, in terms
unless
of like if you were a coach and you
Yeah.
joined up onto a roster
Mhm.
and you took your team to another level,
Mhm.
or had your team outperforming what they were actually doing, or what they were expected to be capable of, I think that would put you up there. Like Team Vitality, like Team Falcons, I'm ignoring that. Team Vitality
why? Wait, hold
in
on.
terms of Counter Strike.
Go on. Say
I
with your
just
chest.
Falcons just didn't do anything the whole year. Like, there's no point of looking at that.
Oh, really?
But in terms of Team Vitality won a major, but they have like one of the best players in the world. Zywoo was playing as the best player in the world at that point, and so it's like they were kind of expected to win, especially on home soil. So I don't see it as being anything like they didn't do anything crazy. I
I should say, Mike.
Overwatch.
As,
Overwatch is dead. Ignore Overwatch. I'm sorry, Choice Denver, but like.
Oh, I
Overwatch
will
is
say,
not wrong
dead.
on that
Sean,
one,
I
yeah.
apologize for cutting you off, but I'm just gonna put it out there. The stream is
the
definitely
OWL is-
stream's gonna be janky for sure because my camera's gonna be popping in and out, and we might
That's
be
fine.
covering some of the names, but I think that's fine.
The OWL is dead. Sorry, not Overwatch is dead. OWL is dead. So like, who cares?
The Overwatch League.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so I think it's probably going towards League, or so either the homie Yoon Home Sung Young or Christine Potter Chi. Potter or homie.
Hmm.
I think between those two is probably where it's gonna fall.
Yeah, I just get
I
the
get
I get the feeling that because those people won or did well is why. I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough
Yeah,
about
I
the
mean,
coaches
Team Vitality
individually.
won a major. Team Vitality won a major. Zonic is actually a phenomenal coach in Counter Strike. I just didn't think Falcons did anything to deserve it. And then
But did he
Over
do anything to
OWL.
deserve the award, Sean? We're talking about the coaches.
not really. I think he's
Okay.
a phenomenal coach, and that when
Okay.
Falcons finally is able to spend that Saudi money to buy their dream team that they want, then yeah, he'll be able to show it off. But for right now,
yeah.
But would you say that he's elevating his team, Sean? Without him there, they'd be doing even worse.
we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
That team is still
That's
not all that great,
all I
so,
needed to hear.
That's
Wait,
all.
What I wouldn't want is what I hope for Potter is that she moves teams and then also wins it again so that I can vote for her then.
Hmm.
The last thing I want to do is give EG a victory and be like, it's because of evil geniuses that we, found Potter,
Yeah.
and like they're gonna claim credit
The
for it.
incredible
It's
org
like,
that is Evil Geniuses.
our
has found
own
I haven't- yeah.
Potter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, it's not your own. She's her own individual. Okay, she works for you guys.
Man, I haven't heard about evil geniuses in a long time too.
I've been
Just
doing
as a
some
team.
bad shit, especially
Yeah,
in Rocket League.
Really?
But
they've been pretty
not
scummy.
Oh.
They've been pretty
I
scummy
just
for a
know
while.
like for a while they sponsored a lot of fighting game players, like a lot of them, and that's all I really knew them for.
I'd
And then
probably have to go with the homie. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off.
I
no,
think
you're good.
League. I
Okay,
think League would win that again.
the homie. All right. And then we have the best esports team,
Best esports
recognizing a
team.
specific esports team, not the full organization.
Mm.
Judged the most outstanding for performance and conduct in
So
2023.
ignore EG the org and just focus on EG the team. And
Yep.
Val.
See, she's there
They
again.
Yes. I still don't think they
True.
will win. I really think.
Ooh, like Gaming
This is another
Gladiators team was
tough one.
insanely good.
Yeah.
So let's
that's
just
what I'm looking
let's
at.
just read it off. It's
tough.
it's Evil Geniuses, Fnatic,
Mm.
the Gladiators,
Let me see
Gaming Gladiators.
That's
Gaming
correct.
Gladiators.
Okay.
Yep.
JD Gaming and Team Vitality. Okay, so what? One Counter Strike, one League, one Dota, two Valorant. Now, what is the reason there's two Valorant here? Because I imagine Evil Geniuses
I'm
won,
pretty
but was
sure
Fnatic like second?
It's not like Fnatic was
Fnatic-
a dark horse or anything, right?
Hmm.
Fnatic was good too.
Okay.
They just didn't win it, so like, why would they be there? You know?
I think at a certain point this category comes down to who won the thing, you know? So
Yeah,
it does make
I
me
mean, it's a big
curious
part
why
of it.
Fnatic is there if they didn't
just need-
win. Like how did
Yeah.
what was their performance like that they were on the list anyway? Like
They
did
just needed to fill in 5 spots, in my opinion. Like they
Mm.
just needed a fifth spot. They're like, in Fnatic is a team that everybody recognizes.
I feel
right?
like they could have found a fifth game.
The
They could have
team
picked
is-
like a Rocket League team or something.
I agree with you, Connor. Thank you.
I don't know, just I don't know.
But
Best-
you're right. Yeah.
unless it's like every single one of those people on that team is like a personality and they know how to rep their team and whatnot. Maybe there's
Yeah.
really good social media people, but this category seems kind of weird to me.
Like it could have been a Call of Duty team. Like I'm not just advocating for Rocket League, you know.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Gaming Gladiators kind of dominated the whole year.
I need to.
They were insane.
My
Yeah.
friends actually watch Dota. I need to like try to get into it at some point.
I only
They
started
placed
watching.
they placed second at the international.
Oh, they didn't even win.
But, no, they lost to Team Spirit, but Team Spirit I think was like ridiculous.
Oh,
They,
so
yeah,
oh.
Gaming Gladiators was like, well, a little bit of a dark horse. Like they were a decent team, but like
Yeah,
they
they
pushed
weren't-
the boundaries of what they were supposed to do. And
Oh,
they were, like,
okay.
solid throughout the entire run, you know.
And they made a bunch of money
Yes.
for getting second at the international. Because from my
Yes,
understanding, those payouts are crazy.
That's why they call it Dota 2. Is because they really recognize the second place team.
And it's a
Fun fact.
Valve.
Okay.
And of course, it's a Valve game, and Valve cares more about Dota than Counter Strike. Or at least Gaben does.
Yeah, Monkey Man
That's
got me
fair,
into
though.
it, and I watched it. That's why.
Really?
It's super
Nice.
entertaining. Yeah.
It's an interesting kind of like League variant, or I think League is more of a variant of Dota 2, but
What does the category specifically ask as well? Is it a team that overperformed, or was just like the best team?
it
kind of thing?
is.
Like
Specific esports team
team.
judged to
Judged.
the most outstanding for performance and conduct.
And conduct. Okay. So EG off the table. Conduct.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. The team was fine, but
But
I don't know. I kind
I-
of want to give it to Gaming
I don't know them
Gladiators because
personally.
they beat a lot of good teams in Dota.
they really did. They really did. And JD Gaming is a great team, but they also like we voted for their coach, so the coach really like pulled in some weight too. That Gaming Gladiators team. I mean, they were coached too, but like they did big things. I'd vote for them too.
Yeah.
okay.
Gaming Gladiators.
All right. Fair with me. I mean,
Good for them. Dota getting
props
some love.
to you guys.
Yeah, I was about to say Connor's probably proud of us for not just going to our like.
No,
go-to
it's fine.
game.
I just
Yeah.
I appreciate more than
Big like-
anything that like this is actually like a good photo. Like everybody looks well
They always
placed
do
and
photos.
happy.
Do you not see the confetti falling on Team Vitality?
It's more
There's
well.
coach-
I like the Gaming Gladiators photo, and I like the Team Vitality photo. I don't like the JD Gaming photo because that man, I don't know what his expression's supposed to be, and I don't know, that dude up front and the Evil Geniuses just looks like, yeah,
He's just like, yeah, dude, whatever.
thumbs up, I did it, I did the
Yeah,
thing.
my ego's so big, I expected to be here.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I feel.
All right, previous. We have the best esports athlete.
Best
The
esports
esports
athlete.
athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct, irrespective of game.
We know who I'm voting for.
I don't actually. Wait, there's six
You don't
people in
need
this category.
You know
over
exactly who I want
Hydra.
to vote for. Come on now.
Oh, this
Come on now.
is this like the only category with six?
No, there's more with 6.
Well, then how come?
But
All right. Mm.
fine, Connor.
No, it's just weird.
6.
Just,
We have
just
6 because we have one.
well, just why didn't the other ones have six? Like that's just kind of weird. I don't know.
Connor, you can already guess who I'm voting for.
Well, let's read out.
Really?
Let's read out the names, Sean. All right. Let's be respect.
All right, just read
got-
out their gamer tags. Do
Okay.
not read the full name.
don't dox them. Got
Nobody knows him as Lee Sang Hyuk. He's Faker.
it. Okay, we got Faker,
You okay?
Zaiwu,
Zaiwu.
Demon One,
Yep.
Hydra,
Paco.
Ruler. You just said not to say his name, and Imperial Hal.
I know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay. I have no stake in this race again because there's no fighting game
Okay.
players up there. So, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a
Faker.
split. Yeah, go ahead.
Faker is the goat of League, right?
That's
Let's
what I've
start
heard.
there. He's the goat. He's currently playing for the world's finals
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday at 3 a.m. If you want to tune in and watch, Connor, I know you
That's
do.
tomorrow, right? Or this Sunday?
Sunday, 3 a.m.
Got it. This Sunday at 3 a.m.
What day is it?
Yes.
Hold on, let me check the calendar here. Yes, that's correct. The 19th at 3 a.m.
Yes. Zaiwu was probably the best player in the world at the time. Especially
time?
towards the end of Counter
CS:GO.
at the
Oh.
end of CS:GO. So at the end of CS:GO, Zaiwu was playing as like the best player in the world. I mean, Simple was up there, but I think Zaiwu was outperforming him actually as the opper.
Okay.
He's incredible. He won a major, so that's great.
How old is he?
Zaiwu,
Yeah.
20s.
He does not look
26?
esport age, if that makes sense.
Nobody in Counter Strike looks. That
But
age.
it is funny when you look at this
He's
row of
23.
photos. And he's 23.
23. I forget. Yeah.
He
He's
does not
been
look
for a while.
23. Sorry.
He's
I'm
23.
gonna say he looks like a thumb. We
Yeah.
covered that.
Say what you really feel, Connor. Say what you really want.
Bro looks old. He needs to like relax.
Do I need to relax, Connor?
No,
Uh,
you look good. You
Oh,
look
okay.
fine. He looks like he
He's
was
just
been.
eight. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
looks
looks
like
aged.
stressed or just like age.
And then
I mean,
was
putting
it?
a team on your back year after year, it's stressful. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Okay.
Really being like the heart and soul of France.
Oh,
French
really?
Counter-Strike, ever since Kenny S left, yes. And then you have Demon One. Demon One was the best player on EG,
GG,
their
yep.
top fragger. He was insane.
Yeah, but
really
it's
helped them secure
irrespective of
worlds.
game here, Sean. So
yeah.
and
It
he's
is-
on
it
EG,
is.
so that's like double whammy, bro.
I know, it's sad.
It's
and then you
sad.
have Paco. You have Mr. Hydra.
Hydra,
Paco,
thank you.
another
Paco.
Frenchman, the French phenom who entered. This is where I really know it. Paco, I think Paco, he's up there to deserve it. He was the best player in Modern Warfare 2 by far,
Oh,
the entire year. Like from start to finish, he was the absolute best.
Irrespective of
MVP.
game.
Yeah.
Yo, I think we
I
said that
think
twice.
I think game does factor in a little bit, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah, but
outside
that's
the
like
game.
all your points there. Yeah, yeah.
Sean, outside the game, what was he like?
Paco,
From-
he was French.
Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna go based on that, I'm giving it to Hal. If it's outside,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game, 'cause Hal
absolutely. Hal.
screams.
Hal is awesome.
It's
dude.
Hal.
Hal
Really?
is
the
the
best.
community. Yeah, because that's what this category is about, right? If you scroll up a little bit, I think it's like
Hold on, can I
Scroll
click
up,
back in?
Connor.
all good.
Be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2023, irrespective of game.
Yeah, of the game, not of gameplay.
Oh. Oh God, you're right.
So it's like they don't care which game. So don't
God,
sit
you're
there
right.
and say like, oh, because League is harder than Call of Duty, Faker should win over Hydra.
Ah, okay,
Like, who was the best in their game? Like who dominated
That makes
the
so
most?
much more sense.
Okay. that's fair.
Yeah. So like Hydra being the best player in Modern Warfare 2, they won 2 majors and the World Championships where they 5-0'd Toronto Ultra and Paco destroyed them.
So you're saying they
Um,
wouldn't have won those without him?
Hell no.
Really?
That New York team wouldn't have been a team. Like they wouldn't have even been comparable without Hydra. I mean, that's not saying the other players are bad. Like Kismet, Skies, and Crusoe are all phenomenal players, and like
Keep
they
going
would
for
have
me.
done all right. But Paco, like any team, like I mean, there was talks after this season or like before last season of like his buyouts are like $1 million because of how much like to get him out of his contract. I mean, this guy was everything.
So Bear, I did see in our incredible Discord chat, who is Zen?
Zen is the best player in Rocket League currently, and like
But he's like
that's
13.
always been debated. Yeah, it's always been debated. He's 15, so
He's-
like he literally just
he's
well,
literally a
he's 16
child.
now.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
still a
16
child.
now. So like, he had a birthday or whatever. He just dominates, right? And like
It's
in
not
the
even fair.
European region, yeah, which
Wow.
is incredibly stacked to begin with. So like, irrespective of game, like he runs the table, right? And it's just phenomenal. And like in his interviews, he's not like insanely humble, but like he's very nice and like you see a lot of ego in Rocket League because they're like little
Right.
children.
They are
right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's very much less that. Like he's very mature for his 16-year-old nature. So
Okay.
maybe that's why they didn't put him on here is because he's like not even 18.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's possible, right? So I
Yeah.
guess,
Maybe. Yeah, there might be an age thing there.
but you would, yeah, maybe in a couple years, like if he's still dominating.
I feel like Rocket League changes so quickly though with who's the best.
You can, yeah, well, because everybody's turning, there's people turning 15 every day, right? So,
Yeah, the pool of
My
like
motto.
field players is like constantly refreshing. It's just like
yikes.
Uh,
Sorry, John. Dude.
and then we have Ruler and Hal.
wow, he's
Ruler.
Sean's the director here.
Oh my god.
Ruler, I think Jordan has said. I think Ruler currently is like the best player in the world in League. If I remember what Jordan
Okay,
was saying.
who's better, Faker or
You said
Ruler?
Faker was. Oh, you said Faker's the
Faker's
goat, actually.
Faker's
so,
the GOAT. Faker stood the test of time of like constantly with every meta change, with every, iteration of teams, anything like that. Faker stands the test of time of just like he's literally inevitable. He is Thanos. Faker is Thanos.
Should we go with
Okay.
Faker? I
Fine
think we go
boss.
with Faker then, right? Unless
I
you have
think if
arguments for other
Faker,
games.
if
titles.
they, if T1 wins Worlds, Faker is going to win this category. I don't see any doubt about it.
So are you
I
saying?
can,
Wait,
I can see a world in which Ruler.
I have a
wins,
question.
though.
Is Faker's team playing against Ruler's team in
No.
finals? No.
No, they're playing. They're playing Shy's team. I can't remember what they're called.
Okay.
It's another Chinese team.
So
JDG
Ruler,
got knocked out.
Ruler's number one.
I think they just played.
Oh,
T1 and
did they?
JDG played. Hang on. It's either JDG or BBG. I can't remember who
Okay.
they played.
So the reason that Ruler isn't in is because they possibly played against Faker's team.
Yeah, I can't remember if they did or not.
Okay. If he won,
Uh,
doesn't that not make him now the number one and the GOAT?
I think Faker's just the goat overall, though. Like I would vote for Faker over Ruler all day, every day. And this, if we were to pick a League of Legends player,
Okay. If we had to pick a League of Legends, I like that.
I guess if we have to,
I will.
Oh,
What? What?
I clicked on something and now I have it playing. Okay.
You're
It
good.
played
Yeah,
video
it's
and
not
it
gonna.
was
Oh, okay. Actually, I do have a question while Sean looks that up. So, before when we misunderstood, irrespective of game, you both went for Hal. Who is this gentleman?
he's
Imperial
a
Hal is an
Mhm.
Apex player
Right.
for TSM. Actually, you can do this, Bear. You got this.
yeah, no problem. So he's a pro player and has been around for a while. I think he's with TSM, of course.
Okay.
TSM.
And that team's been absolutely running shots here, right? We had the Charlotte Phoenix with Apex, and like Imperial Hal was a community member as well. Like with them,
Okay.
he would be on Twitch Rivals, right? He's also incredibly talented, obviously, because TSM was one of the best there is in Apex Legends. So,
Mhm.
but again, and maybe this continues with Imperial Hal because if it's irrespective of game, like Apex Legends, I don't know how it compares to like a League of Legends. Like obviously the size of the esport is less so, but like he's still pretty dominant and he's like just an all around stellar dude.
Movement
Like,
in that game looks crazy from what I've seen at like a higher level. Just like
slide simulator.
Oh
yeah,
my-
it's just
well, yes, that.
slide
yeah.
and ropes, slide
Hal
ropes,
had-
slide ropes, slide ropes. Yeah.
Hal is the IGL, so he's the in-game leader of TSM in Apex Legends. So
Oh.
he calls all of the shots.
He's
for
like-
the
he's the
team,
captain.
Where they should go, where they should rotate, what they should do, everything like that.
That's a
He's
lot to
literally
think about.
the entire team. It is, and especially in Apex, which being a battle royale, like you need, especially a battle royale in the sense of what Apex is with all the abilities and things like
Yep.
that. You need somebody to lead the team.
I'm trying to
He
look
has
at my
had-
camera, but I keep wanting to look at you when you talk.
He's had many different iterations of teammates as well.
Right. But he's been there the whole time.
But of course, him, like Faker, has stood the test of time, and
Ah,
TSM
okay.
keeps winning with Imperial How. He's
Yeah.
also a very fun streamer to watch. Like, he's a great content creator because he's hilarious. He's also known as one of the most toxic human beings on the planet. But because
Uh,
um, he's got
conduct?
earlier
Conduct?
earlier it was rough. It was very rough,
Oh,
but he's gotten a
okay.
little bit better. He I think he just expects a lot from his teammates, and when his teammates don't live up to the expectations that they've set for themselves, like, I mean, his teammates will tell you like they love playing with him, but like there are times where he can be an absolute asshole. But Hal's an incredible player. He's a great leader for the team. TSM keeps winning, with him at the helm,
Which
and
is not easy to do because you can like in
it's
battle
not.
royales, your team can be targeted like right off the
Oh, I
drops. Like
bet.
where you
Oh yeah,
like drop and they can literally just corner you. Like two teams can get together and just fuck with you. Like
people
it's
love
against the rules to do
chasing
that,
them
but like
down.
yeah, but they chase him down.
There's
constantly.
something. There's
Yet they
something
win
about.
literally twice every time. It's crazy.
Oh man, he's such a great guy, good player, most toxic person ever. You know, whatever.
Yeah, that was an exaggeration on Sean's part.
It was not.
He used to be toxic.
He used to. He used to be extremely toxic. Like, you can find clips of it, Connor. You can go ahead and look up and be like, Imperial How, oh, toxic clips, and you'll just be like, oh,
Okay,
there's whole
it's that bad.
compilations.
I gotta vote
Yep.
Faker here because we gotta move. I feel like
Yeah.
we went
Okay.
over it.
Faker.
I'm good.
I go.
Previous
It's a good
best
conversation.
esports game for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform.
League.
So, I'm gonna
Next.
say I don't think PUBG.
No.
I don't think we know anything about
PUBG
PUBG to
Mobile
say
outta here.
anything.
CS2 is broken, but I'm assuming they mean CS:GO for like the whole year, and then finally when it switched to CS2, Dota 2.
I don't think
That's
so.
who
I don't
the-
think you can do that. I think you have to say CS2.
I think it's League. I think League.
Yeah,
they listen to their
Valorant's-
community. It's
Valorant's-
a perfect game.
Agreed. Valorant has hype because they just released that. What is that in-game
Ice.
tournaments? Yeah.
Oh, the Premiere.
Premiere.
Or
Yes.
no. Premiere. Is it Premiere?
What is it?
Yeah, it's called
Is
Premiere.
Is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I
It's
know
when
in
you like
Counter-Strike
sign
it's
up with the
also
team.
Premiere.
It's like an
Wait.
in-game tournament itself. Like, you
Oh.
can just go in
Yeah.
the game and play a tournament. So like that's pretty cool for the community engagements.
Interesting.
Like they're heading in the right direction. But Valorant,
It
like
is.
with their franchising, like a little bit questionable to kick off things. I still think League of Legends has the edge by like quite a bit. So I think it's
Yeah.
like a conversation between Dota and League.
Yeah, I will say so. Just because not a big esport person, don't know all the new esport games that are happening or like that are getting there. This list is really similar to the one from last year, from what I remember, and I don't know
Yeah,
how I
I
feel
mean,
about that.
These are the top esports.
I
Apart from
know.
PUBG Mobile, you can swap that out with anything else because no one really cares. But like everything
It's
else
still
is,
weird
these
that
are the top
Rocket League isn't on here. Like, did they not like do anything new, or I guess they haven't really changed in like years, right?
Yeah,
Rocket League's also
yeah.
being targeted by the community right now
What do you mean?
because Epic and Psyonix
Oh,
are making
right.
some very questionable decisions with their game.
Epic wants Rocket League to be like a side game for Fortnite, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would hope that next year maybe there's some more interesting games on this list.
I think the content of their esports is phenomenal, but their community support is the part where they just get dragged down.
Be cool to see the finals on this for next year. That'd be cool. Hopefully that
It
game
would.
takes off.
I wouldn't have minded a BR, but that was other than PUBG Mobile because, like, come on, it's PUBG Mobile. I played PUBG Mobile and I played against 700 bots,
Oh yeah,
and I saw maybe one person in like the couple hours that I played. I was
That's a
like,
shame.
This is horrible.
all right. But we're just gonna give it to League.
Yeah, I think League.
Okay.
League takes
Yep.
it.
I think yeah. Best
Oh, here we
content
go.
creator of the year for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2023. I don't know.
Imperial How.
I don't know any of these people except for Iron Mouse.
These people
I'm gonna
make
be
it-
honest. I don't think that the Game Awards watched many content creators, or at least they had to. I don't know how these people were chosen.
I
be
think
honest.
okay. So I had a theory about this because again, anyone who's looked at this list is gonna go, I don't know who these people are. I think most
Yes.
people would say that. I think they kind of look at it as growth maybe within the year or only what's happened in the year. I don't think they look at someone who's
It's also-
already super established.
It's
I
a
just
positive
don't know.
impact in the community, right? It's a positive
Yeah.
impact in the community. So, like, I mean, you can put XQC on here as he should be on there, but like, is How much of a positive impact has he made with gambling streams and things
Yeah,
of that
like,
nature?
Reaction
Like,
videos like, "Oh, you're doing such a deed to the community." Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fair. I don't know. I've seen clips of Iron Mouse. I haven't seen anything of anybody else on this list, so I have like negative opinion almost.
I only know
She's funny. That's all
3
I
people
got.
on this list, and I would give it to Iron
Why,
Mouse because I
why
think
would
Iron
Mr.
Mouse,
Beast not be on here? Is my question.
because he's not a gamer.
I don't know. I think that's the thing that like maybe
Oh, anymore, yeah, it's
he's
true.
always consistently done it, and maybe he was on a previous year, but then again, I don't know why he wouldn't get it again.
Plus, he's
He's
not
not a-
much. Yeah, he's not really a gamer.
He's not a gamer,
I
so you're
guess.
not gonna put him on a game awards. You know what I mean? He'd be
Yeah,
on
exactly.
like
Yeah, I guess
YouTube
that's fair.
awards or like streamies, things like that. But
No,
I
I
don't.
get what you mean. Yeah, that's fair.
I've got 0 vote here, so
Yeah,
I'll give it to Iron Mouse as well. I like Iron Mouse, so I think she deserves it.
little VTuber. All right.
Mhm.
Most anticipated
Ooh.
game. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. All right.
really Tekken 8 is gonna push the gaming sense forward.
Yeah, that all right. Listen, then hear me out.
I'm sure it's gonna be an incredible game, but
It's definitely going to be a good fighting game. It is not
Sure.
going to push the gaming medium forward, and I feel like I don't
so
know.
silly, yeah.
Part of me does not like the wording of that award because it's not fair.
Yeah, I think okay. If you're looking at it from the perspective of what's going to push the gaming medium forward, take out anything that's related to Ubisoft. So Star Wars Outlaws, you can get out of here.
Yeah, they don't have an
Um,
incredible track record of pushing anything
What
Tekken
is
8
it? It's
other
like
than
an
the
RPG.
opposite direction, I guess.
It's so Star Wars Outlaws is an overworld RPG where you play as that female character, and it's like what you're basically like Han Solo in a way. You're like
So
a
it's like
bounty.
Star Wars Warframe.
No, no,
It-
don't do
no,
that. Don't do
not
that.
even
Don't
like-
don't do that. Hey Bear, when are we gonna play Warframe? You brought it up. Now I gotta ask.
I
Hey,
think
listen, I'm down. I'll download it.
For- I'm not.
I forgot.
That thing's cool, but like I don't understand it.
I
I'm
feel-
interested to see what Hades 2 does. How they can follow up with the first one, because the first one was an incredible game.
Yeah.
But like, what can they do to improve upon the systems that were already in place?
I feel like I think the bigger focus of this is less the pushing the medium forward and literally just what people are like anticipating or want. I don't know how much
people want
hate,
Star Wars Outlaws because they want an
right,
RPG.
but that's what I mean. I mean, I don't think
but like,
I don't think
it's a
the
Ubisoft game.
I don't think the people putting these games in this category looked at that last sentence. I think they just saw most anticipated and were like, I'm excited for this. Because I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't.
It's gonna be. I mean, you have Final Fantasy VII
Which
Rebirth,
is
right?
well,
Like,
How's
that's
it
not.
gonna push forward?
yeah, but you know how many weird Final Fantasy fans there are, okay? And
Shut
we're
up.
all gonna vote for that one. Who's probably gonna win?
I think
Um,
Yakuza should win.
Yakuza is highly anticipated. I will say that.
I
That
think
one's way up there.
I think they do. Dude, have you seen what they added in to Yakuza 7 or this one?
No.
They're putting in like a whole side mission, side story of you have your own island and it becomes Animal Crossing.
That's why it's gonna get hype. Okay.
Like it's crazy.
Star Wars Outlaws, it's a Ubisoft game. Take that off the list because it's going to be a massive disappointment because Ubisoft is a horrible game studio.
I think this is
just
between
throwing it out
Yakuza and Hades.
Yeah, it's literally Yakuza or Hades.
And
And
Hades is probably
I'll
going to
give it
win.
Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Hades too because Hades, the first one, was incredible, and I'm actually really excited for a sequel. So
What
I
do
don't
you
know.
guys say? Yakuza? What?
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
What is Yakuza?
Yakuza is like Japanese mafia, Japanese mob.
Oh,
But like
got it.
the okay, I will say this though, that is what that word basically means, but it's the
explain it to
usage
me,
the
Connor.
usage of that word is so like it never gets that bad. It's
Yeah.
not like you're you're a bad guy and you're going around doing, mob stuff. It's just called Yakuza because that's what it focuses on plot wise.
I see.
Like all the games are like, oh, the Yakuza are doing some bad stuff, or I'm getting involved. It's hard to explain honestly because every game is so different. Other than, oh man, the Tojo's going bad, I got to go in there and save them again.
Yeah.
I don't see Yakuza on my screen, so that's why I'm confused.
Oh,
It just isn't gonna say it because it's like it's
Oh,
Yakuza like
sorry.
dragon.
Yes, like a dragon.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
I forgot
sorry.
they. That's my fault. So
I see. Yeah. Okay.
it's after 6.
They're confused.
After
Yeah.
Yakuza 6, they started calling them like a dragon,
Yeah.
which
Got
I
it.
think is what they were called anyway in Japanese, but they were just called Yakuza in English.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
that's my
but
fault. Yeah, like a
I vote.
dragon.
I vote for
he,
the finals.
the finals, yes, the finals full release.
We'll say Hades 2, maybe.
I'm picking
I think
Hades too.
Hades 2 is gonna win it because like
I don't. It's gonna be Final Fantasy VII because I told you all the weird Final Fantasy fans that are like, "Oh my God, Square Enix, they did it again! Oh my God, I'm so excited!" You know
Final
what I mean? Like,
fans.
okay,
Yeah.
but
those people have played that one game for the entirety of their entire lives, and they played all like 900,000 Final Fantasies that never. Yeah, go
listen,
ahead.
I'm just gonna say
Hades too.
I want like a dragon to win. I think Hades will
Oh, I'd
win,
be happy with it.
and I think Final
If Like
Fantasy
a
is gonna be
Dragon,
close.
if Like a Dragon wins, I'll be very happy for it. I think it deserves it, but I would expect Final Fantasy to win, just as a meme, and then Hades 2 is probably the best option.
Yeah. Then I think we're 2v3 then. So like a dragon.
Yep.
Get
Cool.
Ubisoft off of any list of future
You-
games, please.
Okay,
I'm
let's
done
go.
with Ubi.
All right, best adaptation.
Last of Us.
Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium.
I actually want to watch the Gran Turismo movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Never watched Twisted
Um,
Metal. Saw the Super Mario movie. That was pretty good. Can't watch Last of Us. Never saw Gran Turismo.
Why can't you watch The Last of Us?
I
Or you
don't
just on
have.
HBO?
I don't have any subscription streaming service to watch stuff.
You should probably just go and pirate it online because The
I
Last of Us was an
okay.
incredible show.
Yeah, but like, okay, here's where I'm going to say, if your story is the game, I don't care.
Okay, then don't watch it.
Yeah, well, because it's just the game. Like, I already know the plot.
Yeah, half the people don't know the plot that watched it.
Yeah, and those people are fools, and those are who we're talking to. Like,
I didn't think that they could make the opening scene any more impactful than it was in the show, and they did it. They did it justice.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen Twisted Metal? by the
no,
way?
absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Why not?
I don't have any. I don't have the thing. I don't have any subscriptions to watch it.
I didn't
I
even
see,
know
I see.
that movie existed, if I'm being honest.
It's a
So-
TV
It's
show.
actually quite
It's
crazy.
a TV show.
Quite
Is that
insane.
Anthony Mack?
Yep.
Is that
Yeah,
Anthony
it's a TV
Mackie?
show.
The Falcon is in Twisted Metal.
Well, he's Captain America now. So
Sorry, my bad. Captain America Falcon.
I think the Super Mario Bros. Movie though can make a run at it. It'll probably win. To be honest with you.
I think that thing did enough to like justify a win, though.
Yeah.
I think Castlevania was so popular even the earlier seasons that I think Castlevania might win. I think they did such a good job.
It could. Gran Turismo. It looks like a good movie, but like, it's so little
Hold on.
about the game
One second.
itself that I.
Blasky, I don't care that you don't know the plot. That's not the like, get over it. Go watch it then. You be part of the problem.
I think Gran
That's the problem.
Turismo. I think deals with such little of the game itself that like.
Well, it's
it
based
was
on a
just
true story.
racing Game. It is based on a true story. It's a really cool story. But
Like that's kind of nuts.
they made it more for like it being a cool movie than they did
Yeah.
for it to be like a gaming thing.
I
It's like The Last of Us is a
adaptation.
direct adaptation of like The Last of Us.
I
which
will
Gran Turismo
say-
is like a true story.
the only thing I like about the Gran Turismo movie, is the fact that I learned that it was a true story, and that was about it.
Okay, fair.
Like I think
So
that's
it's
really
between-
cool.
It's between The Last of Us and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And
Uh,
I like The Last of Us just because I like that better. But
I like this Mario's movie just because it's a different plot. At least they try something a little bit different.
Mhm.
It has a lot of like the same beats, but there was an attempt at something a little bit new, a little bit fresher.
Without
you just have to
missing
vote for
any
Chris.
of the Chris Pratt, yeah.
yeah,
But
Chris Pratt.
But yeah, like with the Super Mario movie, it was awesome how they like didn't lose out on what Mario like all the references they were able to
There
put into
was
it while making while
so
putting
many
it,
references.
while putting into a new plot. I think is like deserving of this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
attempt.
I wouldn't be mad at either of them.
All right. So best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform.
Okay. Well, everyone hated Diablo 4 at the beginning, right? So like, get that one out of here.
I don't think they did they?
I saw-
from what I've heard.
Really?
I
but
thought it.
I didn't know
it's
about that.
literally it can't Baldur's Gate, but it didn't have like
Yeah.
as negative as you're portraying.
Yeah.
At least from
And it
the people that
Baldur's
I knew.
Gate.
I don't know how I feel about Street Fighter 6 on this list because it's
Hardy animals. Why? Why is that here?
well
In
because
Street Fighter.
people like Gang Beasts.
Yes.
It's the same studio, so like people like Gang Beasts. It's a new Gang Beasts. Street Fighter 6 is like only
Mhm.
online. Like sure, there's like there's no co-op. It's all just fighting other people, and that it like I will say good on Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter for fixing their netcode and it being good on release so people could actually play, but I don't know if that's enough for me.
It can't be. There's no possible way. It's just you fighting somebody. Like I get it,
Yeah.
fighter games are awesome, but like
No, there's
bringing an
it's
entire
so
multiplayer
oh,
experience,
I will say the one
not Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
yeah, the one thing that does make it slightly different was you have a create a character as you play through like the single player and you can take that character into online.
So that's pretty cool.
That's neat. I still
is
don't think that's enough though to set it apart from everything else.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with
What's
you more.
that one game, Connor, that I keep sending you? Horror game.
You mean the one I keep sending you?
Yeah.
Lethal Company.
Lethal Company. That
So
one should've been on here.
Lethal Company should have been on this list, but the issue is it's still in early access, so it's not out.
Ah, okay.
Lethal Company should 100% be on this list because it's incredible the amount of things that can happen to you in the experiences.
Yeah.
It's
I think.
it's the one game I think you have to play with proximity chat. You can't play in a Discord call.
Oh yeah.
It loses it.
I think out of this one, I don't see Diablo 4 winning because people just don't like Blizzard, so like they won't vote for a Blizzard game.
It's fair.
Party Animals could win. I think Baldur's Gate 3. It's Baldur's Gate 3 is interesting with multiplayer because it's just the exact same game but with friends.
Yeah, it's
But
just D
that's
and D,
what-
but that's
But it's,
the
it's
beauty of
what
it.
people would want. Yeah, that's exactly what people
So,
want. They
I
didn't try
will-
and overdo the multiplayer and be like, here's a brand new experience of like a completely different story.
Yeah.
You're limited from doing XYZ. They're like, hey, here's the same game except for like you can do it with your friends.
I
Have
will
fun.
say, I
It's
will say,
perfect.
the one thing okay, and this is the same issue I kind of have with Divinity 2 because it's basically the same kind of multiplayer. It's like I don't like. I never liked how conversations worked in multiplayer for Baldur's Gate and Divinity 2 because it's one person in a
Yeah.
conversation and you're sitting there and listening to them, which that's how it has to be, but I really don't like care that much for it. And also, if you don't play with people like day one, like Sean, if I try to play with you now, having beaten the game, I want to rush so fast through things, whereas you want to take your time, and you can't do it. Like the game just
Right.
doesn't work unless everyone is in the same place story wise. Like if everyone's beating it, who cares? If one person's beating it and no one's beating it that you're playing with, it's a terrible time, honestly. Like it's just not
Yeah.
fun because you
I
have to
see that.
wait for everybody else because you like some fights require four people. You can't do some of those fights without four people.
It's a common
you can't-
struggle in
You
multiplayer
can't
games.
solo.
Though.
It's
Like
it's
if you're
bad.
talking World of Warcraft and you're like level 60, you gotta wait. Like if somebody new is coming in,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like level 1 and do all the nonsense that you had to do to begin with to level up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like it's a common problem to have. So I don't know if it like necessarily detracts Baldur's Gate.
No, I still think Baldur's Gate out of this list, it probably wins. But
Yeah.
I
This-
want my feelings out there about how I feel about the multiplayer because compared to Divinity 2, which is still kind of the same multiplayer experience, Divinity 2 definitely lets you like goof with your party members more because Divinity 2's gimmick was when you cast a spell, it puts something on the floor. Like if there's you can throw a poison spell and poison would appear on the floor. But if you throw a fire spell, poison explodes. So you can kind of play around with your friends, but also there are some spells that are, oh, I cast it and now there's oil all over the floor. If anybody lights a spark, it's over. And it there was more there was more like creativity and kind of humor there, whereas this is just D&D. It's really D&D. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Good thoughts. Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. I will say I did want to play Diablo 4 because I think the plot looks interesting and like the cutscenes are so good. But it is just like, it's a Diablo. It's just you're fighting tanky enemies with cool spells and abilities. So,
Literally.
Yep.
Not a whole
Yep.
lot going on there outside that, but
Nothing groundbreaking. I agree.
no, yeah, yeah. I still want to play it, and I still probably should because I think the plot looks cool. But other than that, I got nothing.
The design is part of that as well, so like it
Yeah.
could be. But yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Best sports racing for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. These are all really traditional. The only one that isn't is Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, baby.
I think Hot Wheels for me simply because one, I'm a child, and two, because I think it has a track creator, which is the best part about any Hot Wheels thing ever is building the tracks and then being
Facts.
stupid goofy. So that's it for me.
I haven't played it yet, but I would probably go that route.
Yeah.
Like every other game is just like recycling the game. Forza obviously gets an argument here because it's pretty solid.
But
I
I don't know. Every year Forza for me, every time I've seen it is just, oh, it's the new car and it's just prettier. I don't know.
Yeah, but how do you get prettier when you're already like super old?
Yeah, you're not right. You got to
That needs-
respect it.
Yeah,
Sean,
but
thoughts?
I like. I think
Nobody-
F123 is mainly the game that I know, as well as like EA Sports FC, and I think F123 was an improvement based on the last couple of years, especially with like the handling of the cars and how the cars reacted to it.
Okay.
It's just kind of like it's the same problem that like all EA games have, where they're just kind of like, hey, this is boring because it's the same game over and over and over and over and over and over and over
Yep.
again, right? Where it's
Yeah.
just like little slight improvements, and then they're like, we're gonna draw back in these areas, and so it's just like this constant struggle of like it's the same game that never gets perfect.
Yeah, I will
Even though
say
you make it every single year,
I
how
will-
do you not make a game perfect?
I will say an interesting thing about this is I like that they combine sports and racing, but I love that only one sports game even showed up on the list.
true.
I think it tells you something that like a Madden or an NHL or any of those isn't even like close to being on this list. It's
Yep.
majority racing with one physical sport game.
Racing games are just better, in all honesty.
Yeah, EA Sports FC. The only reason like they probably got this bout is because they ditched FIFA. Like, and everybody's like, "Yay, they ditched FIFA. They did something good."
Well,
That's it.
Yeah.
It's about it. It's the only
it's
thing I can think
yeah,
of because it is the
it's
same game, just like NHL, just like Madden.
yeah, it's a shame honestly. I mean,
Yep.
so like my only opinion on this is Hot Wheels, but that's about it. That's all I got.
To answer your question, Sean, there's no reason. Yeah, and yeah, I'm down with Hot Wheels. But there's no reason to change your game or make it perfect whenever you could just sell the fuck out of some Ultimate Team packs
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
call it a day
exactly.
until they make
Like,
their money and then they're
You
good.
can make you can make a fortune just on the in-game purchases, which is
It just-
EA's biggest model,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
everyone
Facts.
calls them out for it, and they're like, we don't care.
Right, because it works for them.
Hey, we work with someone who is a is a FIFA whale. We know someone. We know it works. It's a shame.
Facts.
All right, I think we're good on that. Best sim/strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform.
I
Hmm.
do like this category because I've been looking for one to play,
Nice.
and I haven't. No.
Did City Skylines 2 kind of break on launch, or
So?
am I tripping on that?
Well, I've been making I keep not doing it, but let's just read them out real fast. We got Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, Cities Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. I feel like Pikmin is like the nostalgia pick. Is the nostalgia choice in a weird way. Company,
It really is.
yeah,
Company
company,
of Heroes. It's got to be like a app, right? That's a phone game.
company.
Or
No,
like a app, really?
no, it's a full like Steam release. I think the biggest thing there is like there was Company of Heroes 2, which is big for a while, and then all of a sudden 3 came out. I think is the idea.
I see.
I've seen some stuff of City Skylines that's like even crazier than what I saw from the first game. Like it's a real sim.
Yeah.
Like like for some reason I've been getting YouTube recommended, and one of them is like a guy who spends all time just playing with simulation stuff in cities of like I made a tsunami defense thing that was like these weird like mounds and like river like these canals that they built. It's like you could do that? That's crazy. Like-
City Skylines is really cool.
Like, it
it's
seems so
really
much.
cool.
It's insanely awesome. I grew up on SimCity, like
Oh yeah.
2000, 3000, 4000, all the way up, right? And since the beginning of time. And yeah, I've always loved the simulators, and then Skylines took it to a whole different degree. And you know me, when I get on my, you've seen probably some of the run out shows I've built.
Mm.
Like I love diving into the details like
So
that. So
so did you
I've
play
had
the first one?
no, not even,
Oh.
not even.
You convinced me you played it right there.
I love that. I convinced myself that I should probably buy it. So that's what happened there.
I'll see if I have a code from Humble Choice because I don't know if I ever redeemed it. So I'll send it to you if I have it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. Let's go.
All right.
Also,
I
Company of Heroes looks pretty dope too. I'm looking
yeah.
that up now. He's
Well, it's more just like I don't know anything about a lot of these. Like
it's like, what do you think?
Advanced Wars is cool because it's like the Game Boy game and they've remade it all. But
Sure.
I don't know anything about almost any of these.
Gotcha. It looks like Command and Conquer essentially.
Yes, I think that's part of the appeal there. I
Cool, cool.
mean, just because I'm a weeb, I'll say I guess Fire Emblem. I don't know.
I knew you were gonna go there.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I
really
don't know.
too much apart from City Skylines, and City Skylines is really cool, but I'm sure that there's a different game that is a better sim, or maybe like just a more interesting sim to play. So like,
I gotcha. I mean, I'm fine to skip this, honestly.
Yeah, we can
yeah,
skip.
I
I just don't know enough
just
about
got
it.
too
nothing.
much here.
Best family.
Best family.
For the
skip.
best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform.
I
Uh,
have no family.
Sonic
so I would not know.
Superstars. Gotta vote for Sonic.
You just love Sonic. That's all.
And what's the problem?
And party animals.
It's becoming an issue.
No, it's
It's
not.
okay.
I love
We'll
Sonic.
talk about this later in therapy. In couples
Definitely not.
therapy.
Definitely not Disney Illusion Island. First of all, it's got the racist Mickey, back in the Disney days,
Yeah, the OG Mickey.
Ooh.
and it's called Disney Illusion Island. Like that's sketch. That's sketch. I don't
Yeah.
like that. So that's a no. That's a no for me, dog.
Okay. I don't know anything about it, so I'll take your word for it.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I actually haven't played that.
Same. I heard it's really good, but I don't know. Mario.
I've played the Galaxy,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
That one's pretty cool. So maybe it's awesome, and I just haven't played it yet.
All right. Is this a skip?
Yeah, this is
Yep.
one.
I
It's
get
like
you.
we did not play these games.
We're not fucking family friendly.
Best
Okay.
fighting for the best game
Connor,
designed primarily around
you're
head-to-head
the-
combat. All
Go
right.
ahead, Connor. You take it.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what God of Rock is. I think it's one of those games that's made of like Fight of Gods or Animal Fight, one of those.
Man, okay.
But aside, I mean, on this list, I think I'm gonna go with Street Fighter 6 as opposed to Mortal Kombat. I think those are like the two ones to even really pick between right now. I think Nickelodeon does a lot. Nickelodeon 2 is actually a huge improvement over the first one. There's actual voice acting now, so the characters aren't just silent as they're doing things. And there's like a real single player mode, and the game has meter, which is kind of crazy for a Smash game. Like there's some pretty big changes that make it really cool. But like Street Fighter 6 has like an open world single player. The create a character stuff is neat. The online is really good, and it came out basically feature complete, which is weird to say, surprising for a fighting game in 2023, because
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 came out, you couldn't do lobbies, you couldn't like invite specific people to play in matches. The single player was whatever. The other single player modes were kind of nothing. And also, I just don't really like Mortal Kombat all that much. I think at this point it's a gimmick. I think it's all just the gore, and I don't think anybody actually cares about anything else in that series.
Mortal Kombat 1,
Yeah.
comma 2. The second time around. Now they're
But,
gonna
so funny you say that because people have said, "Oh, this is Mortal Kombat 12 because it's Mortal Kombat 1, 2." It's Mortal Kombat 1 again, so it's Mortal Kombat 12.
Whoa.
Yeah,
dude,
it's pretty goofy.
mind-blowing.
I don't know.
That sounds like something coming from the Nether Realm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. It's fucking company. Anyway, I don't know anything about Pocket Bravery, but I don't know. Street Fighter 6 gets my vote with Nickelodeon 2 being number 2 to me.
Cool. We're gonna trust your judgment on this. I feel like
Thank
Street
you.
Fighter 6 with those features sound pretty cool. Like I
It's-
used to play Create a Pro and like sports games.
Oh, yeah.
Their old sing game. Yeah, same thing.
It's also the plot is like goofy and it's great. It doesn't take itself seriously, it feels like.
Cool.
Bam.
Send it.
Best
Yeah.
RPG for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. All right,
Do we even
Sean.
have to say it? Do we even have to say it?
Okay, here's
Starfield.
no. Yeah, exactly. Here's what I'm going to say, Sean. I don't want to give it to Baldur's Gate because Baldur's Gate's going to get Game of the Year,
Oh my god.
and I
Yeah, but
don't.
what beats it? What part? What game in
I
here beats it?
because I want to have a real conversation about
I want to have
anything
Liza
else.
P. I want Liza P. I want this. No, no, dude. When it comes to
Listen,
role-playing game elements, there is no game on here that even comes
I know
close to
that,
Baldur's Gate
but
3.
Sean, that's the point. Like, I don't want these to be, oh, Baldur's Gate wins, let's move on. There's no
We had the same
conversation.
We had the same conversation last year with Elden Ring. Like, there was no other game that came close
Yeah,
to Elden Ring.
okay. How about the
There will
okay?
be other categories that maybe other games can compete with Baldur's Gate, but in terms of role playing,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
are you kidding me?
Sea of Stars is really good too.
No, it's not even come close. You think
I
Starfield?
know.
You think Starfield's role playing can compete with Baldur's Gate 3?
I don't think they
Okay,
win.
every
I'm
time I
just
try to
saying
do something in Starfield, they all get mad at me. Every character gets mad at me. In Baldur's Gate 3, they're like, "Whatever you want to do. Do you want to kill this entire Tiefling village and all these people? You can do it." And you know what? Your side characters don't care. Yet when I
they
join the
definitely
Crimson
care.
Fleet, Sarah Morgan tells me that I made a horrible choice and I should really think about it. And everyone wants to talk to me and they just berate me on my decisions. Versus Baldur's Gate 3, where they're just like,
Raid.
"Meh, I'm a little upset with you, but like, let's keep going." You know?
All
It's
right,
phenomenal.
Sean,
So Starfield
calm.
has consequences for your actions, and Baldur's Gate does not. Is that what you're saying?
Damn, damn.
Starfield has
Very
zero
good one. That's a good
consequences
one.
for your actions because nothing matters until the end, and then you have three choices
Well,
as to
actually,
what to do with your life.
the end nullifies all choices is my main problem.
Yes, the end literally just goes
The
like,
end doesn't
"Hey,
care.
every decision that you made is
Doesn't
done."
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Great
Uh,
for replayability, right?
mhm.
Great for replayability because you can go back and play it on the same sort of character, and then you have
New
little
Game
bit
Plus, yeah.
fast improvements. You know, New Game Plus is great; it works great, but essentially says like, "Hey, every decision that ever mattered here never mattered."
I say my biggest issue
It
with
never
that
did.
game's New Game Plus is that your character can't be like in the main mission. There's a part where you go to Mars to go find that guy or whatever, and
Mhm.
the you go to the barkeep and you're like, I know you're hiding this guy. It's cool. Just tell me. But it's like, why am I even saying this now? Why didn't I just at the beginning of the side quest tell the guy at the Starfleet base or whatever, hey man, the heat leeches are the terramorphs. Don't worry
Yeah,
about. I know. Just don't worry about it. Just trust me. I got it.
because it
I
also
don't know.
it doesn't understand flow either
Hmm.
in terms of like because you can do like so many other things. It's like it's shocking when people come up and talk to you essentially. And it's like, yeah, I've also helped the entire Crimson Fleet destroy the UC Fleet Navy. I've done X, Y, and Z, and you're still confused as to who I am. Like, I am the
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude
The
in
fact you're
this
not a known
world,
quantity
and
is
you
wild. You're not
don't
wrong.
know.
Okay. So Baldur's Gate wins, but can we have a discussion about second place?
Mm,
Sure,
Okay,
pick a
that's
second
all,
place.
Sean. That's all I
The question,
wanted. That's all I wanted.
that's why I started this entire thing off by saying, can it Baldur's Gate? If it cannot Baldur's Gate, it can't win. Can it Baldur's Gate RPG? No other game can Baldur's Gate RPG.
You're not
Period.
wrong. I know, but
Period.
just like I just
This,
want to have like a real
like this
conversation that's not just
category
Baldur's Gate.
this category specifically is such a massive landslide blowout compared to any other game. It would have destroyed every game last year. It would have destroyed every other
Okay, calm
RPG in the
down.
past 10 years. So RPG
All
game
right, I don't
over.
think you can say
Baldur's
that. You don't know
I
all
just
the
want to
RPGs
take
that came
whoever
out in
created.
10 years.
I just want to take whoever
game
created
2.
that game and just
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it
Larian
sounds like.
Studios. Larian Studios, I will give you my firstborn. Let's go.
every
Give me
Jesus.
Baldur's Gate 4.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so past Baldur's Gate, Lies of P shouldn't be in this category because it's not really an RPG.
Right?
It's good, but
Exactly.
it's not an RPG. Sea of Stars is like a really good classic throwback RPG. That's really good. Starfield. I mean,
Fun game.
we just said everything about Starfield. Honestly, Final
Great game,
Fantasy
yep.
16 isn't also not so much an RPG in terms of like role playing because there aren't enough like much like Lies of P. Or the reason I don't think Lies of P should be here is that like there's not enough like player agency outside of cutscenes or like some
No.
pretty minor dialogue choices that affect for Lies of P has more choice than Final Fantasy 16 does,
Yep.
which is kind of like wild to say, but like Final Fantasy 16 is very much a straight line plot, whereas Lies of P at least has like, if you want to be a real boy, you literally have to sit in the main hub and listen to music, because why would a puppet listen to music? You're showing you're human by sitting there and listening to music, and that's wild. It's not great, but the songs are good, so it's actually kind of fine.
No.
I don't know.
Thanks.
Sea of Stars is definitely would be number 2, I think.
Yeah, I would put Sea of Stars up there. I'm not putting Starfield up there. Starfield was pretty large disappointment. In
Five out of
terms the
5 out of
scale
10.
the game. Yeah, in terms of the games
Just
they gave, it was very
shrug.
mid.
Yeah.
Very mid game.
I think Bethesda
It's
needs
fun.
to. Yeah.
It has cool systems. It's fun to play, but once you're done, you're kind of like,
You're done.
there's nothing to go back to do.
There's nothing to go
Like,
back
you're
to of
just like,
value. That isn't the same stuff I just did.
Yeah, or you just don't care. It doesn't have any memorable experiences where you're like, I want to re-experience doing that again.
I will say,
You know?
I disagree only on the last mission of the plot if you're doing it, because that actually.
The last one. But that's
No,
all
sorry,
that matters.
sorry,
It's
sorry, sorry,
only
sorry,
the
no,
rules
sorry,
of
sorry, I
choice.
misspoke. Not the last mission, the last, like, God, getting the final piece before going to the last mission. The one where you go into that base and you're like phasing in and out of time, like
Yeah.
the alternate universe. That thing's really cool, and that mission made me upset because it was the only mission that actually used its like the time or alternate universe gimmick at all. And it's like, why would you
Yes.
introduce such a really cool concept and never use it outside the finale
They
of the game?
almost literally introduced it to explain the ending.
It sucks.
Maybe
It'd be
maybe
like
a follow-up
this
game
one.
though. Maybe there's a follow-up game where you do
Maybe.
that extensively.
Maybe they have a cool
Nothing-
expansion and it gets better, but
Maybe.
like at this point, like
Maybe there's some DLC that actually involves the snake people that for some reason were in the
yeah,
base game.
the coolest people in the game. That are
Most
literally an
interesting
entire faction that
concept
you
of a giant
never-
space snake cult, and they only show up 3 times.
yeah, that
Cool.
literally only kill for the serpent, like, and that's all they're dedicated to. And you have a character, a companion that's from the cult, and they never like.
You don't get to
care.
talk to them. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Anyway. All
So
right.
stupid.
Baldur's Gate wins. Sea of Stars number 2.
Yes.
Best action adventure for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. I feel like Lies of P isn't in this category simply because there's no like puzzle solving, but it should 100% be in this category.
If you want to add in puzzle solving and things into it, I think that Tears of the Kingdom would most likely take that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just in terms of an action fun game.
I don't think puzzle solving makes something an action adventure, but that's just me.
No, but in terms of action adventure, the most adventurous game that you can have, like take out Alan Wake 2, take out Resident Evil 4, because those don't feel much of action adventure. I think that
They're more
both
action
kind
there than they are adventure.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2, very cool game.
Didn't play
It
it.
was awesome to see. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I don't even think was as good as the first one.
Uh,
It's good,
I feel like
but
Jedi Survivors is just like, do you like Nathan Draking in Star
Yeah.
Wars?
did you like the first game? Play this one.
You'll be
If
fine.
you didn't, yeah.
I
Whereas
don't know.
like
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is literally like, here is Nintendo's next big masterpiece of a game.
Tears of the
right?
Kingdom
Like,
should win this simply because it's action adventure and the puzzle solving element of it is so like you could literally solve it your own way.
it's actually action adventure. Like half of them are not really adventures.
Yeah.
Like Tears of the Kingdom is an adventure within the game.
Mhm.
Like the rest of them are like, here's your plot,
Yeah.
here's your missions. You know.
Okay.
And
Like-
you never run out of things to do. There's so
Yeah.
much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I think action adventure is action adventure is such a terrible like descriptor for like a game genre because it's so bloated at
is.
this point. Like it just doesn't make
But,
sense.
like-
Because like I get the feeling that Alan Wake 2 and RE4 are on there because it's like it's an adventure. It's like that's not what I don't think that's what that word should mean at this point.
But it's not a true adventure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
Like,
mean. Like they need to
Zelda-
define plot as opposed to adventure.
Tears of the Kingdom is a true adventure of a game. Like
Yeah,
going
you
out
go
there.
down beneath the depths, and there's a whole different world down there.
That's
and
wild.
Those worlds are connected to the main world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like through
Exactly.
that, there's like the puzzles. So one thing with Tears of the Kingdom versus the original one was that called
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Thank you. is that the puzzles actually got a little bit easier and less challenging, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But there's so many more of them, and I think that's one of the reasons why. But
Oh, okay, that's
yeah,
fair.
but like at the same time, like
Well,
it
also
seems
your tools to
challenging
solve the
less.
puzzles in this game are like
When
way
oh
better.
yeah, you get and the features were just like increased. Like they improved so much on Breath of the Wild. People, some people just like look from the outside in and say, hey, it's basically the same game, same map, same everything. No, like they changed so much about the game, like mechanics, adventures, like a whole different worlds to explore. And I'm pretty sure it's got like one of the top 3 map sizes, maybe even the top 1 map sizes based on like exploration too. So if you want
Yeah.
to put adventure and
Well,
puzzles
yeah.
together, I definitely agree that Tears of the Kingdom is it.
I think Tears of the Kingdom should win this category just because that's the only one that really like fits it. But
Yeah.
I don't want to say that's the reason it wins
It
because that's
fits
not
it the
fair.
best. I think it fits it the best, but it's also an incredible game
Yeah,
itself. Like
it fits it
out
the
of
best,
these
and also it
Yeah, yeah,
actually, yeah, I think that's fair.
out of these 5, Tears of the Kingdom deserves to be a Game of the Year nominee, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Like the other ones, I don't think really deserve to be up there.
I think it deserves to win action adventure for sure, and I think it is in Game of the Year like nominee
It is, yeah.
specifically. Yeah,
Have you seen that?
Spider-Man 2 is an incredible game, but like I just don't think not
I
I
was
the
just
Kingdom.
talk about.
I have
Spider-Man
I have feelings about Spider-Man 2 only because like I feel like it's such a big property that of course it's going to be a good game, but like I just don't care about Spider-Man anymore. Like I've fallen so like just I'm good. I get
Get
it.
excited for the
I get
Wolverine
it.
game, man.
Huh?
The Wolverine game, they're making a Wolverine game. The same studios.
Well,
That'll be sick.
I'll
If it's not rated M,
That'll be new.
we
Yeah.
got a problem. I need blood and guts.
Have you seen that video of like the guy that lives in New York or wherever it's? Is it New York that they're in? I believe.
yeah,
So.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and so he took a video of like out his window and like in the video game itself looks like he's like looking at his game, and then he's like look, and then he pans the camera outside of the window and like he's in the video game. It's like he's standing
What?
like on his place of like where he lives, and it's like super
Oh,
accurate, right? So like
okay.
They did.
On his
Insomniac did an
building.
incredible job with the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah,
The map is
like
such an improvement.
spitting image. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's such an improvement from the
I
first
like
game.
I like the story and stuff, but I feel like that's not where we discuss this. But I don't know. I just
Right. I just thought that
that's-
was cool. But
the thing I care about most about Spider-Man right now is the Spider-Verse movies, and I'm happy with where I'm at.
Well, there's Miles Morales is there.
That's what I mean. It's like no, but like I don't. This Miles is so different from the
It's different,
Spider-Verse
yeah.
Miles that like I don't
Well,
like
'cause
this
this-
Miles for some reason.
Ugh.
I don't know. Spider-Verse Miles
That's
is like more interesting and like more of like a character. I
That's
feel
just a you problem,
Miles
I think.
Morales in this game feels more like
Grown up.
an alternate character to play as to when you're not playing Peter, and that's not what I want.
Mm.
Like
That's fair.
he had his own game and that was fine, but I didn't like
He's the main one going forward now, though.
yeah. I just hope they do something more interesting with him because I don't think the Miles Morales DLC / small game they did with him was very great. I don't like the plot there. It's a little like cliched. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom for sure.
Tears of the Kingdom.
All right, best action game for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. I
I
mean,
know Connor's vote.
no, you don't because I
Mr.
like
Keychain.
I like so many of the games on this list. It's Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2.
Okay. Just based on the way that you said Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, I can tell which one is your favorite.
Listen, I think Armored
There
Core
you go.
6 wins.
And then you go
But-
Dead
Dead Island
you
2, Ghost Runner 2,
to
Armored Core
Hi-Fi
6, Fires of Rubicon,
Shut up. It's 'cause it's so
Yeah.
cool. It's
This is
so
Hi-Fi
good.
Rush. Remnant 2.
Okay, now hold on. Hi-Fi Rush and Remnant 2 are great. All right,
Okay.
they're very
Correct.
excellent games. But Armored Core 6 is just like they just made another Armored Core out of nowhere, and it's great, and it's really fun to play, and the plot's interesting, and there's a lot going on. It's just I don't know. It's
You're
just
talking
it's
about
too
best-
good.
Best action. Like,
Yeah.
Armored Core 6 is literally an all-action game. There is
Yeah.
nothing but action. to
Well,
do.
same with
Like,
Remnant 2 is also all action, but like it's the way that
Yeah.
action is presented and you're playing it. Like Armored Core 6 is just hands down it.
Armored Core 6 is a FromSoft game. FromSoft knows how to do it. They make incredible games. They don't miss.
They don't. They
Armored
really
Core
don't.
6.
Armored Core 6.
Yeah, that Dead Island 2 is cool.
It's
but
fine. Dead Island 2 is too much. Is like they try to do some different stuff, but like it's very much like the first Dead Island, and that's not enough. It's just not good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, what's it looks like Far Cry, like in its like branding at least. I don't know. I haven't played it, so
Yeah, yeah. It's
It does look
definitely
Far Cry.
it definitely got less serious. Like the first Dead Island was really serious compared to
mm,
its tone or like how weird it was. Dead Island
So,
2 is very much like it's still more serious, but it's way goofier. And
gotcha. Yeah.
then Ghost Runner 2 is just like it's just a good fast-paced action game. Hi-Fi Rush is really cool, but we can talk about that later because it's in more categories. Remnant 2, this is the only place Remnant 2 is going to show up in, but I don't think it wins, but I really like Remnant and what it does. All right.
Armored Core.
Absolutely Armored Core. Best VR AR for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform.
Is it
I
Gran
don't really.
Turismo just because you put on a headset for it?
You drive, I think you
Yeah.
just drive in first person.
Oh, true, true, true. Okay. I was like, why is that on here?
Yeah, what are the other ones? It's Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR, and Synapse. I don't know what Humanity or Synapse is, but I mean, Resident Evil Village VR looked good, but it just looks like RE8 in VR. So, can't really be that bad.
True.
If it's
Yeah, I don't
anything,
know.
if it's anything like Resident Evil 4 VR, then it's probably fine. It's probably pretty good.
Yeah. I definitely vote against Gran Turismo 7 because I tried that once and I got sick. Like it's very, very much throws you into it.
Yeah, as much as I want to like VR games, I can't play for more than like 40 minutes without getting motion sick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which sucks.
They're very tough.
Well, but I also just have motion sickness in general, so like, so
I didn't
whatever.
really play. I didn't play any VR games, so I am
I'm
basically
out
out
of
of
this
this
one as well,
category.
All right, let's go next. Best mobile game for the best game playable on a mobile device. I didn't
don't
know.
play mobile
I
games.
didn't know there was a Monster Hunter mobile game. Monster Hunter gets my vote because it's Monster Hunter.
That
But
is the only game I'm interested in
yeah,
out of all the mobile games that are on here. I wonder what Monster Hunter looks like on mobile.
probably trash. But there's also Final Fantasy Ever Crisis, which is a battle royale, I believe. There's Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, and Terra Nil. I don't know anything about Honkai Star Rail other than like I've heard it's a pretty it's a pretty good RPG, but it's another gotcha game and it's just a bunch of waifus, so I got nothing. That's what those games are at a certain point. There's like
Yeah.
roll for your waifu.
Yep.
All
Fair
right.
enough. I mean, it's engaging a whole different side of the market for the most part, and people that
Yeah.
game on device. So that's worth that a bid, I guess, but probably shouldn't win.
I don't know. I have no terrible strong feelings like, but I like Monster Hunter because it's fun to fight the stuff.
Yeah, just
Yes.
Wild Rift's not on there, so I don't really care.
Yeah, it's a kind of
Right.
that's kind of odd, honestly. All
It
right.
is.
All right.
Must just be new games. Yeah.
Okay, can we take a pause here so I can go to the bathroom on this one?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
He's gearing up for this one, this category.
What up, chat? We're taking over.
We've taken over. What you know?
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that we're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have realized what you gotta do.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Oh. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Backbeat, the word is on the street.
And all the Boulder Gates we're voting for here.
In all the other games, they were lied to. They thought they had a chance, but it's not really true, and I don't know how.
Because they suck.
Doo-ka-doo-ka-doo-ka-doo-ka-doo-ka-doo.
Better be just hitting the number one here. I'm not waiting longer than that.
All right.
Speaking of
Confirmed. Either that or is the quickest poop of all time.
It was just a pee.
no, that is definitely a piss.
Just a pee.
Yep.
Oh,
that's the
also,
number one.
I thought about it. I did. I should.
Got one.
I did want to mention. I like Remnant 2 a lot, also because it came out this year, and the first DLC also came out this year. So
Oh, so they were actually fast with it.
they were actually on point and were like, we're releasing DLC and here's one for this year. It's all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the first one.
so
debut indie game.
best
Did not play any of these. I don't
best
even.
debut indie game for the
I
best
don't
indie
even.
game created by a new independent studio.
I
Stray.
just don't
Shut
even
up.
know any of these games. I don't even recognize them, if I'm being honest.
Okay,
You?
Yeah.
so it's Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza
I can
Tower,
read.
Vinba. I'm saying it for the audience, you fuck, and Viewfinder.
They can read.
So yeah, but I'm just trying to shut up. I'm being a presenter. All right.
I'm just like,
So
this is your category. Take over.
thank you, thank you. So Cocoon, I don't know if it should be here because that developer has made more games than the people who made Limbo and Inside. If you've ever played those,
I see.
Dredge is great. Dredge is excellent. It's a really
Are
cool
you
like
just on a dredge?
no, it's a eldritch horror fishing game.
Dredge. Got it.
Dredge. All right.
Dredge.
Pizza
Dredge.
Pizza Tower is a oh my god.
Stredge.
Dredge.
So Pizza Tower is a Wario World esque platformer. It's just a really good, like, really tight platforming game that just kind of crushed it. And is
Is it
really like,
Wario World?
yeah,
Is it Wario? Is he cooking pizzas?
no. Wario World was like Wario got his own game
Oh.
a long time ago, and it was kind of platformy, but also kind of goofy combat, and that's kind of what Pizza Tower is, but more
Interesting.
2D. And
Got it.
I don't know what the other two games are. I'm assuming Viewfinder is some kind of weird like camera game or like I don't know. That seems to be more of a trend recently, like just being able to walk around and take cool pictures.
That
But-
sounds terrible. Why, dude? Why not just do that in real life?
Well, oh wait. Blasky is saying that Viewfinder is dope AF. Watch gameplay, so he's a big Viewfinder fan. Too bad he's not here to defend it. Whoops. Where's my
I have to
mouse?
watch that.
Why can't I see it?
It's probably on your table.
No. What? Huh?
You mean your pointer?
No. Like my mouse is not. It's like hidden. What the?
Well, your mouse is on your wherever you have your mouse, but your pointer is hidden.
Bear. I don't need this right
Oh,
now.
it's Frankenstein's monster, dog.
Well, I can't see my pointer, and that's like weird.
Okay, this actually looks interesting.
Oh, you're watching gameplay?
Yeah, I've got it up on the side.
Oh my god, that was so strange. Okay, well, what's it look like?
It's exactly what you mentioned. You just take pictures, but it looks like you have to like take pictures to solve puzzles. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Then I know the game. I know that game. Yes, I think Blasky may have shown it to me, or I've seen it somewhere. But yes, it's a cool concept. It's kind of like I don't.
I vote for unpacking.
It's not on this, but whatever. So you're going for Dredge because I think Dredge wins the category. Dredge. But Viewfinder's a lot like there's a game called Superliminal, which is a puzzle game that's kind of like Viewfinder, where you use perspective to actually solve puzzles. Like, how do I cross this gap? Well, if you take this chess piece and then zoom into it, or you zoom it out, like you scroll wheel it out, it actually gets bigger because you can see it from farther away, and then you drop it down, and now it's a huge chess piece that you can use like a bridge.
Mm.
It's a really interesting like perspective game, but yeah, I think Dredge wins because I think it's super cool.
Yep. God of War used to do that back in the day, too, with some of their puzzles.
Really?
It was like it would go to overview. Yeah, like you had to move one of these pillars. I remember.
Mhm.
It's like you had to like say you were in like 3D mode, but then like you back out, but like you go to like the top down view or something like that, and then like it just changes perspective completely. But then when you go back to like you'd have to solve it top to down view, but then like when you go back to like third person mode, then you have to realize like all the details and then go back and forth,
Oh, okay.
back and forth. So I don't know how to explain it because it's that like conceptual. if
I
you
get
will,
what you
but
mean.
It's super fun, yeah.
Okay.
So like they kicked it off with that type of deal, but it looks like Viewfinder's kind of like that.
Interesting. I'll have to look at it more, but I feel like I've seen something from it. So, best independent game. for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system.
Sea of Stars.
So I think it's either Sea
Yep.
of Stars or Dave the Diver because Annapurna and Team 17 are like they're basically real
heard of it.
publish they're basically real publishing companies. Like they put out a lot of indies and a lot of stuff, so I don't know how I feel about them being on there. I think like the ones that have their own name there, Sea of Stars and Dave the Diver are probably the two that actually are more to talk about. I'm more partial to Dave the Diver because I think it's there's so much going on in that game, and it's so much more than actually just diving that I think it gets some. I deserve some credit. Sea of Stars is just a good RPG.
Cool. I trust.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's all I got. I didn't play enough
We
of.
trust.
Yeah, thank you for your
We
trust.
trusted Connor.
Best community
Best-
support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates/patches.
I mean, if we're being honest, Destiny 2 is
Okay,
laughable to even be
here's
on
the list. We
but,
got
like,
Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky, I believe, was on here last year.
Yeah, because it just keeps getting updates.
I know, but did it get an
They're very
update this
good.
year?
I think so, yeah. They're very good at reaching out. Hello Games is very good at reaching out to the community.
Yeah.
And very transparent, even though the game dropped, it was not it. It's a great game now, but like back then it was not. Final Fantasy just has a large community.
Yeah,
Destiny
there's still like a
2,
bunch of like updates and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah. Destiny 2, yeah, right, Bungie. Good luck.
Get out of here.
CD Projekt Red was actually very good, very open and transparent about their things, and then about the patches and everything like that. So I actually really
Are we
do
go?
like
Is
looking up there.
Cyberpunk only on here because of patch 2.0?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Like-
But they were also very active within the community and talking
Yeah.
with people. Like other devs like love talking on Twitter to people like about the game and like different things like that. So I agree with that.
I don't know
And
how I
then
feel about
Larry-
Baldur's Gate 3.
Larian was on top of it on Twitter. They
Yeah.
love it. Like, I mean, when you look at how active that studio is with everything, and them just being like,
Yeah,
"Here's the
it's fair.
patch. Here's what's wrong. Here's what's broken.
Here's
And
what we
like,
changed, and
nope.
then people didn't want it changed, so they changed it back.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Those are
like, they
crazy
listen to the community,
stuff.
they're like, "Oh shoot, sorry, like we didn't realize that was a big thing. We'll switch it back," and so they do.
Some of
Like,
it just felt like I don't know. Some of the stuff I remember reading about like some of the changes was like there was a cat whose like fur never showed up, but then they patched it so that it would be fixed, and then like people got upset. I don't know how many people didn't say was like no, turn it back to like a skinless cat or like the furless whatever, and they did, and it's like I don't know if that was such a big deal, but I mean I don't know how to read that kind of stuff.
But they listened to the community. Bungie would have been like, "No, if you want the hairless cat, pay $30 for the skin, and then you can do it." And they would have been like, "Mwah," you know.
Yeah, pay for it.
So like, yeah, if you want the skin back, pay for it. Whereas like Baldur's Gate or Larian and CD Projekt Red were like, "Here you go, you can take them back."
Sorry, I'm
Honestly,
tapping
this
real
one
fast.
this one can go any which way. Honestly, I don't think there's any real losers apart from Bungie. So
Yeah. Bungie is an absolute like loser on this one. Like,
everyone else is like,
I don't
they-
understand why it's on this list.
yeah,
Like,
this
that's
one
a
I
weird
don't really care who will win. I would assume either Baldur's Gate or Final Fantasy based on the fans to vote for them. So
Yeah, I think Cyberpunk did a good job with like, but I don't know. I just feel like it was mainly patch 2.0 is what we're talking about.
yeah,
Okay,
update 2.0.
update 2.0, whatever. You know what I mean.
It's the 2.0 version of the game.
All right. Anyway, next, best ongoing award to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves player experience over time.
Final Fantasy 14 is tough to beat, as well as Genshin.
Final Fantasy definitely is tough to beat, and let's see, Apex, Cyberpunk,
Apex
Fortnite,
is cool.
Genshin.
They keep making good updates. Fortnite, they just finally went like, let's go back to the thing that everybody loved, and everyone came back to
OG
the game.
map,
So
yeah.
like, I'm not caring for Fortnite to be on there. They just all they do is release skins because Epic's like, we need money fast, and so they're just throwing out as many skins as they possibly can to every game that they own, and like that's it. Whereas like Final Fantasy 14 and Genshin, like I can see those. Two
There are
really-
okay. So the thing with this list is like Apex, Final Fantasy, and Genshin are absolutely ongoing games, as in they are always in development and still being updated,
Right.
mainly because of necessity. I don't know how I feel about Cyberpunk being on here,
Yeah, I
because
think that
I
it
don't
was
think
just
there's
because
enough.
I think it was just because of the expansion. So it's
I
just
know,
like
yeah.
here's your big expansion,
Here's your
and that's
expansion
the
and your big
on it's
patch.
the ongoing part of the game.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
know.
this. I don't think
So
it's
like,
ongoing enough to talk about here.
Agreed.
yeah, I think it's between Final Fantasy and Genshin, and honestly, I couldn't care less who wins out of those two.
Yeah, I think
So
this one's a toss up.
Yeah,
really
I'm with
did
you guys.
just
I'm with you guys there.
All right. Games for impact for a thought-provoking
Yep.
game with a pro-social meaning or message.
skip. I don't care. I didn't play any of these. The only one I know is
Good
Goodbye
save.
Volcano High.
Good save there,
Good
Sean.
Goodbye Volcano High is the only one that I know, and that is simply because it popped up randomly during like a PlayStation showcase, and I was like, "What in the hell am I watching right now?"
I don't think. Yeah, I
It
don't
looked
think.
like it looked like a really shitty teen drama
Oh,
that was coming out as a cartoon, but it was a video game. I'm sorry, but
I
like,
don't think any of us have the tact to walk around this one, so I'm fine with skipping it as well.
skip
Got
it because we don't care about community change, positive impacts on the community. Skip.
Okay.
We're looking for death and destruction,
Innovation
just like
and
Diablo 4.
recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the
We're
medium
not
forward
blind or deaf.
by adding
Next.
features.
We're not
technology.
blind or deaf. Next. Is
Okay.
anyone colorblind? Bear, you colorblind?
I'm colorblind.
Skip.
Okay. Hi-Fi Rush had some cool
I don't
stuff.
know. I would literally not know.
I know. I'm
Hyper
just
Rush is a
saying.
cool game. Here we go. Here we go.
Awarded to
This
an
is what we
individ-
can talk about.
Let me read it. Awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. All right.
My two picks:
Yeah.
Neil Newbon or Idris Elba. I think Yuri Lowenthal also did extremely well.
I think.
Ben Starr is a good choice as well.
I think
like all these people. I
the-
like all these.
these are
people,
all
so,
good choices. These are all solid. I like Cameron because I think he,
Monaghan?
yeah.
Really?
Well, because one, I know majority of that game is motion capture, and he had to do a lot of it.
That's true. That
So
is true.
that's a big one. Yuri Lowenthal, I don't think there was as much motion capture there, and I think it's majority voice
the
acting
CG.
for him. I
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the performance, the voice acting in it, and I think that
yeah,
it's
but
very
Yuri
tough
Lowenthal
to hold
always
it-
does a good job. Like it's not like okay, he did
but it's
good.
very tough this year to hold a candle to Astarion. Neil Newbon as Astarion was absolutely incredible. Like everything that he said and every part of it was, oh yeah, his voice acting was amazing.
You're right. His voice acting is amazing. It's a shame I don't care that much about Astarion.
See, but that's your problem because I liked Astarion because he was interesting and fun.
He was a dick.
It just okay.
You're just-
cool,
you
and he
just-
played
you just
And
well.
you have to be talented in order to capture.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that's true.
He played it well. He was the scummiest dude. He sounded scummy, but he was awesome and he was still lovable. Like that's tough.
I don't know
to,
about
like,
lovable.
pull off. Okay, maybe to you, you're like, I don't like him. Ooh, he's mean to me. I just want to be big brain dead, zero int, run around,
yeah,
smash
Yeah.
everything.
All right.
If it's so easy,
exactly.
Connor. If it's so easy,
You're just
Connor.
like,
You
give
sound
me
like an asshole
Carla.
right now. Do
Okay.
it.
Go fuck
You're like,
yourself.
give me Karlak,
Fuck.
Lysel, and Shadowheart, and then
I
let me
don't
just
like
run around
Lysel
here so I
either.
can just beat everybody up.
That's
okay?
not true. I
You're
don't
taking
like
Astarion.
Lysel. I don't
I
like
love
Lysel.
Astarion's
I'm
the
not saying
corpse.
he's fine. I just didn't like him all that much. I don't know. I feel like the entire reason people liked him was like, ooh, pretty vampire boy. It's like, gives a shit. He's a
He was funny.
okay.
He was funny as
Just
shit.
because you're funny doesn't make you like an interesting character.
I think it makes you more interesting than like.
Being boring.
Who said anything about being like
I just killed it. in
yes.
Pamela City.
I like
Wait,
I don't know.
was that
We will
Minecraft?
have this discussion later, all right? After
Solomon Reed was a great
Uh.
character, and he performed the hell out of that.
yes,
in
I
Pamela
think
City.
I liked
He-
I don't know.
He was my favorite character in the whole entire thing.
It was a really powerful character. I think
Yeah,
I like
except for
Idris
he turned
Elba.
into a little bitch boy at the end. That was my guy, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Let me listen to the
Mm.
president," even though she's like emotionally and mentally abusive towards me. Let me still follow her around. Like my boy Solomon, you could have just joined us. We could have taken down the NUSA together.
Well because that's I feel like I had this discussion with my friend as well, my other friend. Like I don't
I love
I
you
feel
up
like
to
most
that
people
point.
are misrepresenting are like his motivations there, and that he doesn't.
He's a turncoat. He's a turncoat, but he
He
does
cares
help you in
more.
the end, even if you
He he
screw him over
cares
a
more
turn.
about Songbird than anything else, and he
I
doesn't
know.
care what happens to him as long as she's fine. And I think
Yeah,
that's a great character.
that's very honorable. I will agree. But he still is a bitch.
I'll
Screw
leave.
the president.
I'm
Screw
gonna
the
head off on that
president.
note. I'm gonna head
Like
off on that
like
note.
there's no conversation here. Sean's the
There
weirdest
is.
Sean's the strangest
is.
person I've ever encountered. It's like, and he plays Starfield, does a bad thing. Bear to leave. You do a bad thing in Starfield, and then are surprised when people come at
I
you.
just don't like getting ruled at over by several
Then
nerds who's acting
stop
like my
being
mom.
a bad person,
Homie, it's
or
not
don't
100%.
travel with them.
Homie, like it's like if I don't want these people arrested because I can understand their side of the story, she gets pissed off at me.
What?
It's like
No,
you have to
example.
follow Law and Order on freaking every like okay. Example comes from
Mm-hmm.
Hope Tech, Bob Hope
Hope
from
Tech.
Hope Tech. Hope Tech. Freestar Collective mission.
Keep going.
Hope Tech. At the end, right? You
Right.
finally get to Bob Hope. You've unveiled his secrets and whatnot, but
Correct.
he tells you as well, and he is like, "Hey, man, if you take me down, thousands of people lose their jobs. This planet goes down, essentially, right?" And so I'm like, "Yeah, no way. I'm not taking this guy down because you know why?
You're a
In the
coward. You're
long
weak.
run, it's but no,
No.
I am
No.
not weak.
Yeah, you're weak.
I understand, Connor.
Uphold
No,
the law.
no, just because you simp for
Someone
Sarah,
else will take his
Listen.
position. He is not important.
he tells you straight up that Hope
That
Tech will go
that's
down. And other
stupid.
people tell
That's
you Hope Tech
ridiculous.
will go
That doesn't
down
make any
too.
sense. Literally, just put someone else in the seat.
Connor, I'm
It's a
just-
position. You're
Connor,
fool.
No, I'm not. I don't want thousands of people to lose their
I think you
jobs
got
and for the
swayed by a
entire
bad
planet to
argument.
go down.
It's not.
No, but then I'm like, okay, dude, like I'm not gonna take you in. Like keep running it. We'll never speak again. Don't do it again. He's like, all right, bet. Let's do it. And then all of a sudden I get back on my ship and Sarah Morgan asked me about it like a day later, and she's like, "That was a terrible decision. I'm very disappointed with you."
Because it was a terrible
I'm
decision.
like, shut up, Sarah.
Sean, as someone who did that quest the other way and did try to arrest him, he definitely didn't want to be arrested. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing happens.
I know it never matters in the end, but I'm tired of my freaking companions grueling me over every little decision that I make as if it was the biggest deal in the world.
Man, it's
shut
like
up.
stop being
I will kick you
stop
off
being
of my
different than
ship.
me, says Sean. Just agree with me.
Just go. There's a reason they're called companions and not characters. They're companions.
Wow.
Connor.
Wow,
They're-
Sean.
They follow what
That's
I
a
do.
wild
it's
one.
my story in the game. It's my story in the game.
Have
Is it not?
hey,
Is it not? Am I
hey,
wrong?
hey, people in this universe have negative agency, have no character
You
whatsoever.
can have agency, like the characters in freaking
Yeah, okay.
Baldur's Gate have agency. They have their own moral code. They have
But you
their
don't.
own,
What's
like,
the difference here?
ideas. Is that I don't want to get grueled over by Sarah and like have to go to a cutscene talking to her for like 2 minutes as she just tells me that I'm wrong for everything, and then I have to sit there and go like, "I'm sorry, Sarah," as to not piss her off. And
Then
have her
don't
run
say
off the
sorry.
cliff. It just doesn't feel very RPG-ish. Because I don't, even if I explain my side of the story, she still is like, "You're an idiot," and I'm like, every character does that. Even when I explain my side
I
of
feel
the
like
story,
people
I'm
do
like,
that
"They're
in
all just like you're
people do that in Baldur's Gate too.
not nearly as hard as Starfield did. Starfield literally felt like it was like if you make any decision that the game has not deemed to be an acceptable decision, then you are terrible. And that's the way it feels like it plays
But
out. And then in the end, it
usually
all
the
doesn't matter
decisions you
anyways. It all
make that are
doesn't matter
terrible
anyways.
are terrible.
It doesn't. That was not a terrible decision. That was like prevent the people
It
from losing
wasn't.
thousands of jobs.
Okay, aside from that one, when it's I'm gonna side with the pirates, I'm gonna go blow up. I'm gonna go blow up.
That one,
the-
okay, no, that one I understood. That one I understood. I completely understood. that one.
Okay, as long as you
What also
understand.
pissed me, no, what also pissed me off is the fact that she did not give a shit that I was with the pirates and working towards the pirates and helping them out with everything until I sided with the pirates.
Okay, that's
Even
fair.
though every single thing that I said about this
Mm-hmm.
had me pointing towards like, hey, I'm gonna join the pirates, and she did not care until I killed the dude from whoever it was.
The finale of it.
The UCF, yes.
All right.
Not UCF, UC whatever. Yeah, UCF, UC Fleet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm like, yeah, that was horrible.
Okay.
And what else? What else was there?
No,
There's one
okay,
more.
Sean. No, no, no.
There's one more.
I
There's one
think
more.
we're good.
Oh, the freaking Zetamorphs. Okay, how you deal with the Zetamorphs if it's not proper
Zetamorphs.
the same way? The Xenomorphs. Sorry, not Zetamorphs. Xenomorphs.
Xenomorphs. The Terramorphs.
Yes. Terramorphs, and then the Xeno whatever it's called. Isn't it called Xenomorph that they send after them as well? Or am I tripping?
The giraffe looking thing.
Yes. So
Yes.
it's like you either
yes.
choose that one or you wipe everything with this chemical, and it's like no matter which decision, like someone gets pissed off at you with
Yeah.
it, and they're like, "That was a terrible decision," and I'm like, "Don't tell me that. Just don't speak to me."
Wait. Yeah, I remember.
Because I didn't use the sciencey one,
Yeah.
and I
same.
chose not to like coat an entire freaking planet
Right.
in this disgusting thing that could infect people.
Right.
Sarah Morgan's mad at me.
Yeah, but at that point,
Because
I
I
just
didn't trust science.
Sean.
Homie, I
Sean,
brought an
why don't
animal
you?
back
Why
to
do you?
life.
Why do you care so much about her opinion of you?
Because it's annoying. She was the companion I wanted to follow around out
I
there.
mean, just be like, okay, whatever.
I just get annoyed if my companion is like that. It was literally like having a nagging mother that just kept telling me everything I did wrong in my life.
It sounds like
the
you just
entire
don't like
game.
Sarah Morgan.
I still married her, but like she was very annoying. I honestly was not that upset when she got killed off at the end.
You're such a piece of shit.
I was not that upset when they just like murked
Yeah, I
her.
hate being around her, and I hate her personality, and that she always clashes with me and my decisions. Yeah, I married her. What about it? Just don't marry her. Like you, I feel like there was ways out of this.
What were my other options, Connor?
Anybody else?
No,
Okay, then that's your fault.
I was upset.
So Idris Elba, right?
Either Idris or Neil Newbon, I'm good with those two.
Fine.
But I honestly, whoever wins in this category is fine with me. I think they all did a phenomenal job.
They all did great. Yeah, there's everyone's a winner. Everybody's a winner.
There's not a loser here.
Well, maybe not Alan Wake 2 because I don't know anything about Alan Wake 2. So I don't know.
I'm
She
assuming
probably
it's-
did a great
I've-
job.
Yeah, I've not heard anything poor about it. So
Yes,
like,
okay. Best audio design. Recognized the
all right.
best in-game audio and sound design. So Hi-Fi
Here's your
Rush.
decision. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so you're just picking Hi-Fi Rush? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush.
That was my pick. That was
Yeah.
my pick, but I didn't know if you had like
I like Dead
an internal
Space.
struggle.
No, of course not. No, because I like Dead Space and I liked Resident Evil 4, but in terms of like sound and
Audio.
how the game used
The
sound.
game is literally like you have to be listening to do it. You could play
Yeah.
every other game on mute if you wanted to.
Honestly, well, yeah, you could. But
You could.
well, to be fair, that's actually the interesting thing because there's things in the environment in Hi-Fi Rush that actually tell you what the beat is. You don't have to hear it, but like
No,
it
But it
definitely
takes away a
yeah, definitely.
massive part of the game. If you're not hearing this game,
Yeah, it takes away.
you're not. Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush. Best score music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. I disagree with the or licensed soundtrack part of it because I feel like Remedy gets carried a lot of the time on their use of licensed music. So
To be honest,
I
Connor,
disagree.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go on.
I don't really know if I've heard the scores to most of these.
That's fair. Well, I've never listened
Like
to this.
I don't know the score of Alan Wake 2
Same.
or
I've heard some of the songs from it, but like this because they're like pop songs. But like Baldur's Gate 3, Down by the River is incredible, but it's used for a lot of the scenes, and I don't think there's like
but it's goaded.
it is, but it's much like Pacific Rim where the main song is used for like every scene and it's just used differently, which is fine. But maybe I want some variety in my life.
That's fair.
And
I think Hi-Fi Rush is cool, but it's
there's
like
there's one song in there's another song that happens later in Baldur's Gate 3, but you haven't gotten to it, so I can't tell you about it. That is also incredible, but it doesn't play long enough. It's one of those. Hi-Fi Rush is good. I appreciate that Hi-Fi Rush has two different soundtracks. It has the streamer mode soundtrack, which is all original music, where they used licensed songs for the base game. So I think that's
Yep.
great. I think Final Fantasy 16 wins though. I think that soundtrack
I
is
did
like
too.
fucking
People are obsessed with
incredible. It's so good.
Yeah, it's number okay.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, people are obsessed with it, right?
hmm
It is a large fan base that's around it, but it's worthy of it. Let's say, right? It's worthy of the
Absolutely.
praise that it receives for it.
Yeah,
So,
it's great.
I think Final Fantasy.
Yeah, same. All right. God, we got through that. Ow, my finger. Best art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
I still think Hi-Fi Rush. To be honest with you, I think it's
Yeah,
incredible looking. Like it's a beautiful game.
I really like Hi-Fi
Liza
Rush.
P. Liza P looks really cool though. I really like the character design in it, so that's where
I'm
it's a tough
really,
fight.
really upset that Lies of P was not put in the action category.
Yeah, I think Liza P looks
I'm
incredible.
I'm I'm
Like it's
surprised.
such a cool
Our
set.
I'm surprised AC6 isn't in this.
You think so, really?
Have you seen some of the screenshots that I took in that game?
Hmm.
Yeah, like they know how to use a Vista and like just it is well it is a looker, but it's only a looker in like the places they want it to be in a weird way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
I
Eliza P does a lot though with like some of its bosses and its some stuff near the
Well,
end is
Lies
really
of P
great.
feels like with Elden Ring especially too, where like you were just like the
Yeah.
art direction and like the style of the characters and like the world is like the world itself in Lies of P is so cool looking. Like every turn, every corner you make is just like, whoa, this is great. And the
It's a
boss
really it's a
arenas are
yeah.
great. The abilities look great when you use them. Like
It's a shame that Hi-Fi Rush is like the winner.
yeah,
Because I want to give
I can
Liza
see
P
go.
something, but there's nothing to give it.
I think he could take this one, but
No.
Hi-Fi Rush as well looks. It's so cool looking. Like it's so cool.
Well, it's that like the whole world moves. It's just it's
That's
too
what I mean.
interesting. It's too
In
good.
terms of
Yeah.
in terms of art direction, they went ham on
Yeah.
that. And they were
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush definitely wins this. I would like Liza P to have been in a different genre, but I think it does good. So best narrative for
Okay.
outstanding storytelling,
S-
narrative development in a game.
So this
Oh
one's interesting
gosh, is it?
because you can just give it to Baldur's Gate if you want to,
Which
because
it
the
will be.
story of Baldur's Gate is once again, it's like one of the most perfect games ever made. Like it just honestly is. Every piece of it is just so
It's really
freaking
good.
awesome.
It's really good.
I
But
really, really, really love the story of Phantom Liberty. I thought it was really cool. I felt like they could have made it longer if they wanted to.
yeah,
I wish we dove more into, I forget his name, the guy who runs Dogtown.
the general,
Kurt. Kurt.
Kurt.
Kurt. I wish we explored more with Kurt and
Mm.
got more scenes with Kurt, and that could
Yeah,
have been more cool. Because he was really cool
there was
and like
there's a lot going on with that
slightly
character.
slightly menacing.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
Well, I
he was
mean,
slightly like menacing. Like it was like okay, like watch out for this guy. He popped up in places where I was not expecting him to
and then
pop
you
up.
get the boss fight with him, and he's a problem.
Yeah, and he's a huge fucking problem. Or you can choose the other option where like you don't have to fight him at all, and it's just like goodbye.
Yep.
I'll see you later. I'm escaping with Songbird. But like he was super cool. And I really liked the story. It
Yeah.
was a very interesting story. Like a lot of I wish there was more spy-ish missions in it, if that
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
I know what you mean.
Because the spy parts of it were really cool, where you were infiltrating places and you had to be sneaky and sneaking around and doing things like that. Like those felt really cool, but
The
there was not many of them.
the funny thing about like the character like being told you have to be sneaky was like, oh no, I'm a punch character. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I
You want me to snipe? What?
yeah, I think that what CD Projekt Red especially does really well is that with their expansions, because it was the same way with The Witcher 3 as well,
Mm.
is that when they create these new areas and new characters, it's still centered and grounded. I don't know why I keep holding on the water bottle, but like it's still grounded in the world of like the main like Dogtown doesn't feel out of place,
No. Yeah. Makes
but
sense.
it feels so much like its own area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you go to these new places in like The Witcher 3 as well, like through the Blood and Wine expansion, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
when you go to like it still feels grounded in the Witcher universe, but it's completely different to anything else that's there. Same thing with Dogtown. Dogtown is completely different to everything else that's there. You know you're in Dogtown. It's like, oh, this is it.
I hate getting in and out of Dogtown that isn't fast travel.
That, yeah, okay. That is the worst part of Dogtown is going through that thing. But it's
It
also
makes
like
sense.
this is why you couldn't get in here before.
Yeah.
You weren't invited. So
I will say
it
the thing is like with the best narrative thing, I just don't know anything about Alan Wake 2, so I don't
mhm,
know where it stands.
yeah,
The Baldur's Gate 3 plot is real like base narrative is pretty good. Like it's
I think
compelling all the way through. It
it
just takes I think
it
it take
falls under the same problem that Cyberpunk does,
hmm?
where they give you a time frame and they don't execute on it. Because like it would suck if it
Well,
was,
okay.
right? I think that
No,
studios
no,
just
no,
need
no,
to
no, no. Hold on.
go away from that.
So the thing is with the time bomb in your head thing, it does get explained like it's not nearly as bad as Cyberpunk's.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's literally like you
Cyberpunk's is
die.
really bad. It's like you have a couple days and then it's like 15
Keep
weeks go
taking
by. It's like,
keep taking these pills, essentially these omega blockers, and
nah, man, take the
you'll
ones
be
I
good.
let Johnny take over.
Yeah, take those ones and then Johnny fully take it. But then he gives it back.
Yeah. The thing with
It's
Baldur,
like
Baldur's Gate
if
definitely has like there's less of a day night cycle, so it does actually feel like you're
that's
doing
true.
things
It's all just
in
one constant like set until you rest. And then
yes.
when you do rest, it tells you like, yo,
This is a
like
problem.
shit's happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically like
they keep telling you it's a problem, but then at a certain point they stop because like the thing in
you're
your
tired of hearing that it's a
that,
problem
but
and
also the your in the lady in your head
yeah,
also is kind of like, don't worry, I got this under
truly.
control.
Right, yeah. Well, that's what was good about it. It's not like in if Cyberpunk would have said like with Johnny, and he was basically like, I am preventing this thing from
Yeah,
fully
but he
taking
does. He's like,
over.
I
But he
can't.
never says that. He's just kind of like, I found out. I just don't want to kill you. But it's like Johnny can't control it.
No, yeah,
If Johnny
it's
could
inevitable.
control and like actually fight against that, then I'm like, that would be fine. And then you'd be like, okay, the time frame really doesn't matter, but it still is there because it's like you have to deal with this, right? You
Yeah.
can't just keep living without it.
But the plot demands that he can't control it, so that when you talk to certain characters, they go, "Yeah, you're bad shape. I can't do anything. It's progressed too far."
Right.
It's like,
And so there's
okay,
that. So I think in terms of narrative, Phantom Liberty is a great DLC because I
yeah,
really like the story on it. I wish it was a bit longer, but they were also slightly on a time crunch, I think. They were also trying to completely overhaul the game as well as working on an
yeah,
expansion. It wasn't like they just took the game and were like, here's your expansion on top of it. They completely overhauled every system of the game while also putting out the expansion, which was phenomenal. I think it deserved all of the rave reviews it got, but
yeah. I think
when
so
it,
too.
yeah, I think the other ones, Final Fantasy 16, yeah, whatever.
Final
Um,
Fantasy 16's
it's cool.
plot is fine up until like the later half, or when you find out who the real villain is and like what the plot is. It's very like it's very Final Fantasy and
Yeah.
very Japanese.
Spider-Man
It's kind of a shame.
2. Spider-Man 2 is a cool story, but it's just kind of like it's the same kind of rehashed-ish thing, you know? It, it it's the same kind of Spider-Man that you'll always hear with a different kind of take on the story, but like similar characters. I think I like giving it to characters that have never been created before, you know?
Hmm.
Like these brand new people to kind of dive into a story with in a brand new story. That's why I kind of lean towards that more than Spider-Man.
I will say the thing with Spider-Man is, do you mind if I give you like a small like a spoiler near the end?
That's fine, I don't care.
Okay. Like the thing with Spider-Man was, the thing I liked was that they made Harry Venom.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was neat because Harry never really like Venom was always like attached to a character that hated Spider-Man.
Well, it was always
It was Eddie
oh
Brock.
god, Eddie Brock. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, but
His
Eddie
name.
Brock hates Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But this is a character that actually
that
likes
cares.
that cares. So it's actually more interesting that way. And I don't know. There's at least something there as opposed to
It looked like the plug that was going into your head, keeping you like running, just fell out for
and
a
I,
second.
and I was like, "Oh god, I'm going to die. I'm going to
Yeah,
shut down." No, I appreciate that thing
yeah, it's
more.
cool, but I think it's probably between Alan Wake, I would assume.
Yeah, I guess.
Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate, and Phantom Liberty,
I
but I
think
don't
so.
think Phantom Liberty will win because it's not a full game; it's
Yeah,
just an
it's
expansion.
really short.
So I think it's between Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate, and I just lean towards Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I
Number
think
one, I
Baldur.
played it. I
Yeah,
haven't played Alan Wake, so
yeah, it's a shame.
it's all right though. It's totally deserving.
Yeah,
Best
best
game
erected for
direction.
outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. God, that it's just not even like fair.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's
It's
like
too.
this
It's
year
innovation. Yeah, fucking Baldur's Gate. Like it's wild.
changed the entire like you're gonna watch so many, maybe not D&D esque ones, because I think Larian has it down
I know.
packed of
I know
like
what you mean. I know
this
where
is
you're
our
going.
thing. Everyone
Hmm.
is going to start to say we need to make a top down RPG
Or something
like
just that
like
allows
this,
this level of freedom.
but no one will do it.
I know.
No one like I think that I really hope that after the game awards and the award season ends that everyone looks at it and goes like, "Wow, people like this kind of game." Yes, everyone begs for this kind of game, except for there's only like two studios that actually care to do this. Larian and FromSoft are the only two that actually care to be like, you do whatever you want. We build the world for you, and you do what you want, and
I
do
will say.
whatever you want.
I will say. I think Tears of the Kingdom does have a place because I think the creativity
It does.
with all the
It does.
with all the interactions is actually really neat. I think that's
Yeah.
like that adds a layer to it, but it's still very much, you know, Zelda-esque, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it does deserve it, but it is still very Zelda-y, whereas like Baldur's Gate came out and was like, this is something brand new you're all gonna know. You're gonna understand the systems because it's D&D, but apart from that, good luck, have fun.
I think Alan Wake 2 is on this list because of their use because like Remedy has definitely become obsessed with oh, here's like live action mixed in with gameplay.
Well, yeah, it
And
looks
it's like
awesome.
I don't
Like it
know.
looks awesome though.
Yeah, it
It looks
does.
really
It's
cool.
just like when it says when the
But
when the category is like outstanding creative vision and innovation in game design and direction and design, I don't
yeah,
think there's enough there. I don't think
Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the best designed games ever.
yeah. Well,
Like
that but also like I don't know. Again, Alan I don't know why Alan Wake is in so many categories and I don't think I'm going to find out in time. I don't
I
plan on
think
buying the game.
I think it was so late of a game to enter as well that like they're kind of
Oh,
like,
no, there's a thing.
we'll see.
It's called the recency bias.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
100% recency bias.
Yeah, like
That's why
it's so recent and so fresh that everyone's
yeah,
like, "Oh,
when you look at people who are talking online and they're like Game of the Year Marvel Spider-Man 2, Game of the Year Tears of the Kingdom because they came out after Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah,
And it was like, did you guys even play this game? Have you seen this thing?
I don't
Give
know."
it a shot and have the most fun of your life playing a video game. Like,
Yeah, they just don't
it's
know.
like, you know,
It's a shame.
yeah.
I think
So
Baldur's Gate's definitely gonna win.
it's so incredibly designed and innovative. Just, I mean, they had a vision of like, this is what we want it to be, and they executed it flawlessly.
Recognize Game of the Year. Recognizing the game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical
This
fields.
is the easiest one in the world, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I
Yep.
mean,
Hmm.
when you look at
Keep going.
best, a true game of the
A
year
true titan. A
encapsulates
true
every
titan in the
a true
industry.
yeah, a true titan of the industry, one that will be remembered for decades. Decades.
It's gonna change the
Decades,
world.
Connor.
It's gonna change the world,
This
Sean.
this changed the gaming industry. Not
Yeah.
just Nintendo itself for them understanding how to make video games, but in terms of what kind of games we're all going to see. We're going to see different versions of Mario. We're going to see all different races, sizes, genders, everything of
It's
Mario.
getting weird. You
No,
really went somewhere with that.
it's Baldur's Gate 3.
Of
It's Baldur's
course,
Gate
of
3.
course it
The
is. It's
like
not.
once
It's
again,
like
the game of the decade, possibly game of the past 2 decades. I mean, this is
it's such a non-conversation.
it's such a non-versation of like try and fight me on it. Try and pick one of these games and make an argument.
but it doesn't have Spider-Man in it.
It didn't have Spider-Man and Venom. They didn't let me fly around with the Venom suit. Okay? Okay. I got to destroy an entire Goblin camp, or I could tell the Goblin camp that it can go and mess with everybody else.
Or both.
Yeah. I have all
Or you tell the Tiefling camp to go have a war with the Goblin camp.
yeah.
It's
I
so
could do
wild.
whatever I want.
Yeah.
I can play this game however I want to. It is so much in your decision of what you want to do. Like, if you want to firebomb a village, go firebomb the village.
It's all fucked up, but
Legit,
okay.
legit. No, but
I know.
legitimately, it's
I
like
know.
you can do it. It's so free. It's almost like Red Dead. Like Red Dead 2 was so free. Like it
Well,
was literally like, well, within the confines of like the open world,
which
it
was
was
very
very free.
restrictive, yes.
It was restrictive, but like at the same time, like there's not many games that like had the amount of interactive
Yes. I
environments
know
that
what you
Red
mean.
Dead had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it is extremely interactive in the sense of like you could do what you want in that
I will say I like the
to a point because it still is like don't break it.
yes, yeah.
But like
I like Resident Evil being on here simply because like it is a really really great innovation on the classic version of that game. Like it is really great. Resident Evil 4 remake is really incredible, but just stacked up with everything else that came out this year,
oh yeah,
it's pretty difficult to want to say that.
it's a beautiful game. I mean it's really cool. It deserves a lot.
I like how much they changed the
Um
plot of that game to like be a little bit
yeah,
more make a little
it
bit
just
more sense and add more moments.
it deserved all the respect that it got. It
Yeah,
deserved the amount of nominations, the respect
it's
that it's
great.
getting. It's literally like you were set up to fail, right? You were set up to fail in this game or this award show. Like you are competing against a titan of games.
It's
You
honestly a shame.
Baldur's Gate is inevitable. It is Thanos. Just like Faker was. Baldur's Gate 3 is Thanos. It is like he spawned in with all 6 stones. Like he just spawned in with 6 stones in the glove and was like, "Oh, I'm here." And they're like, "We have to prevent you from doing this." You're like, "I've already done it."
Easy.
Like
It's
that was
done.
what
It's over.
the dude was there, and everyone else was just like, "Should we delay our game, or do we just put it out there, just and hope?" I mean,
You kind
to
of
be
have
fair,
to.
like no one is competing for game awards.
No,
You're
no.
just happy if you get one, kind of thing. Like Larian did not put out this game to like make a
It
game
came
that
out in
would
like
win awards.
January or like some. No, it
Yeah,
came out
well,
super
like
early.
they don't
Yeah.
care to let a game to win awards. Like none of these guys do. No one who made Resident Evil 4 or Spider-Man 2's Tears of the Kingdom was like, we're trying to win a game award. Like,
Yeah. Well, they
you
put
know what I
out
mean?
it because they just want to put out a good product. I think that's
They
more.
want to put a good product.
Yeah.
And like, I think that this shows as well. And what I hope for the gaming industry going forward is that Baldur's Gate 3 proves that you don't need to copy the rest of the gaming industry, right? You don't need to fall into the line of, because you don't have to buy anything in this game. It's like, here's your game. This is the most, like, here's what I'm trying to get
It's
at.
pretty refreshing.
Here's what I'm trying to get. It's the most refreshing thing in the entire gaming industry because why? They made you pay full price for a game, and they've released the full product at launch. They said, here it is. They didn't give you a little teaser and then say like, or like 75% of the game. They give you 100% the meat and potatoes, an entire full game. Compared to everyone else who goes like, here is your game, but if you want this cool thing, pay this for this. If you want this cool thing, pay for this. If you want this, wait for the update here, wait for the DLC here, wait for this, wait
Here's
for
an
that. They're like,
unfinished game, basically.
yeah,
Like it's just
Baldur's Gate
not
3 was
done.
like, here is your full, like, this is everything. Everything you want is there right from launch when you buy the game and download it. And I hope that that changes the industry. It probably won't because that's not the model.
No,
Larian
not
doesn't care
anymore.
about the model.
Because they're private
Larian
too.
doesn't. Yeah, Larian doesn't care about the model. They don't care. They don't have
I'm
investors
genuinely
that are
curious
looking
if they're
down the
gonna
road
make
saying,
DLC for that thing.
I don't think why they wouldn't. I don't know why they wouldn't, unless they're literally like, hey, we have Divinity 3, 4,
3.
3.
Well,
Yeah, I was. Is it 3 or is it 4?
it's 3, but the
But it's not.
titling is
It's not the
weird.
third. It's not the third, but like
No,
it would
it
be
is not the
Divinity 3.
third, but it would be 3 if they wanted to
So
make a
like,
sequel.
unless they're making that instead of expansion or DLC, I would pay for an expansion. I wouldn't care. Like it doesn't have to be a free DLC to download. I would pay for an expansion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like period. They deserve it, honestly. They deserve number one all the love that they got from every single person in the community. They deserve all the praise and all the reviews that it was getting because it's an incredible game, and they deserve every bit of cash that is going to be coming their way for how good this game was.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I
it's a
what I
masterclass.
and I hope that they don't take this as a way. I don't think Larian would. But I hope that they don't take it in the sense of like I think they learn from FromSoft as well, where
Hmm.
FromSoft was not a they were popular, right? They're massively popular, but not as popular as like what Elden Ring like projected them to. Like they hit a new
Right.
audience with Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think Baldur's Gate 3 is also going to hit a new audience with this,
It definitely
especially for
has.
people like
It
me,
definitely
because
has.
I didn't play Divinity, but it made me want to play Divinity because I was like, wait, their games are like this, like these are awesome,
Yeah, you
like
should. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I
I know.
mean?
I know. Yeah.
So like,
I've also been
so
saying like you should play Divinity. It's pretty good.
yeah,
It's a good
but
time.
like, but like with Elden Ring, they FromSoft didn't sit there and say we're massively popular now. Let's capitalize on that and just throw a bunch of shit at you. They're like, we're gonna take our time. We're gonna give you the multiplayer part that was. We're gonna give you the multiplayer part quick, like the arena fights,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah, yeah.
Coliseum. We're gonna give you that because it was built in. We shouldn't have it ready in time.
Oh,
So now
that
here it
DLC
is.
coming out next year is gonna be great.
Right. But they took their time. They weren't like, here it is rushed, or like here's Elden Ring 2 or like Dark Souls 4, like 4, whatever it is, like we'll just chuck it at you. They're like, we're going to take our time with it because we want to put out a good product. And so I hope Larian also does the same because you've seen so
Here's the sequel, Elden Ringed.
yeah, exactly. The
What? Elden Ringed.
Elden Ring. You are
Elden
now
Ring.
you are now you are now John Elden Ring and you are taking back it all back,
No,
right?
no,
Like
it's called Elden Ring, and the subtitle is "The Bell Has Been Rung."
you only play in Landell the capital, and so you just constantly hear trumpets the entire horns the entire
Oh
time.
my fucking god!
You're just constantly listening to horns
Those
for the
just
rest of your
stupid horn
playthrough.
players. It's like, no, I don't need this.
Like I but like, it's those kinds of games. Like Elden Ring deserved its game of the year because it was the game of the year. Like
This deserves it. Yeah.
when you discover an entirely different part, an underground part of Elden Ring that you don't even need to go to, it's just a part of the game and you're like, this exists, and this is an entire underground system that I never knew was here.
Plus, like the
Like,
mods for that game are like crazy. What people are doing,
yeah,
they're
I'm sure
making
the
like
mods
new
for
games.
I'm sure Baldur's Gate is going to have an insane modding community as well.
Um, I don't know.
I think they will in terms of quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
There's not many that you can make, but like people will do it. Like, I'm sure that somebody is going to find a way to make the mod of like it's not turn-based anymore, and it's
Oh,
like
I'd hate that.
oh, I would too. But I'm sure someone's going
Someone's
to make
doing it.
that
Yeah.
because there are people that definitely don't like the game because of it being a turn-based combat system in that way. You
That's
know what I
fair.
mean? So like people definitely don't like that, but I it adds so much more to the game with it being turn-based than with it not being.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
Um,
how the game would. I don't think that thing would even be fun if it wasn't
you would have
turn-based.
they'd be auto attacking. You would control the character, and then everyone else would be auto attacking, and it would just be a mess because you'd be like, "Wait, I didn't know that this person could like." You know how sometimes you get into fights and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know that enemy could pull off that move. Thank God they didn't do it like 3 times in live action, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's
thank God
rough.
they have." Thank God they have one turn. So like I mean, plus all the builds wouldn't work either. So, but
All
I'm
right.
sure someone will like. But yes,
I think we've made the decision that Baldur's Gate
Baldur's Gate 3 is
definitely
the
gonna
game of
win.
the year.
Yeah, hundred
It
percent.
Baldur's Gate 3 should win this year. It should win next year. It should win the year
All
after
right,
that.
calm
Just
down.
because. Oh, what else is going to be there, Connor? What game are we looking forward to? We really think that Ubisoft Star Wars game is going to compete
No,
with a
I'm
game like
just
that? Come on
saying.
now.
Uh,
Hades 2 will win next
we
year.
can.
Is it releasing next year?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I
But
mean, part of me is just sad that RoboCop wasn't on any category. It's a real shame.
it would have been decimated by the Titan by Thanos.
I don't care. I wanted to
You
see
just
some.
wanted recognition.
I just want to
Listen,
see
Liza
RoboCop.
P. Liza P got your recognition
Yeah,
for the game that you wanted,
I
and
can't
it
believe it's
deserved the
there.
recognition. There's certain games that deserve recognition.
At least put Peter Weller in like voice acting or performance. I don't
Did
know.
you not see the people that they were up against? Like they were up against some of the best
Whatever.
voice
It's
actors in the industry.
it's Peter Weller, the original voice.
True, but you were going up against Asterion, Idris Elba. You're up
Oh,
against the Final Fantasy. You're going up
Asterion.
against Yuri Lowenthal.
feel like you.
Cameron Monaghan, like that's tough. That's tough to do.
Whatever. Are we good here? Are we done?
I think I think we've touched it all. We know what game of the year is. Not that anyone was waiting until
No,
the end to
absolutely.
find out what we thought was gonna be game of the year. 'Cause we
Oh
screwed
man,
it up.
it could be anything. It's like, yeah, could it?
God, I wonder what it's gonna be. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch though, because I wonder what the other categories will pull. Like, is it gonna be? Is Baldur's Gate going to win every category that it's in?
I really hope it
Because
doesn't.
that would be interesting.
I really hope
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
they won 7 awards at the
Golden joystick.
whatchamacallit. Yeah, Golden Joystick. They won 7. But did you not see the picture of my man just
No,
carrying
yeah.
it out in his arms?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, yeah.
God, what a just. Like, what a. He just ran a train on that whole event. It's like, yeah, we made a game.
But you look at the awards, you're like, it deserved to win all of them.
It deserved
so,
it.
Like,
It deserves it.
oh well.
All right. Well, Sean, that was a good
It's been
talk
great.
of the nominees, but I can't wait for our personal discussion of our tier list maker game of the
Tier
year.
list. Remember, Baldur's Gate.
It has its own category. I made
Its own
sure
category.
it's not gonna be in the discussion.
We're not comparing anything to it. It's not like we're having S tier and then nothing else in
Yeah.
S tier. There's a Baldur's Gate tier.
It is a
above
Baldur's Gate
S
tier, and that way we get to actually a little bit more meticulously place things. And certainly there's
Oh.
way more games on that list.
But
I'm still adding
does-
stuff.
does a game go up into the Baldur's Gate tier?
No.
Yeah,
No, because Baldur's Gate is for Baldur's Gate.
it doesn't. Welcome to the Baldur's Gate Awards. That's
Welcome
what
to
they should
the-
open with.
Yeah, honestly, at least
Welcome to
it'd be
the
more
Baldur's Gate
self-aware.
Awards.
You think anyone's gonna get on stage this year?
They're gonna be watching out for the kid, but I don't think anyone else. I don't think it will. I think it was just a one-time thing because it didn't happen at any of the other awards.
Wasn't he doing like a summer show and like something happened again, or like another person got on stage?
Maybe.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
think it. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember.
I'm
I
confident.
don't remember what happened to Jeff. Jeff Keighley.
Yeah,
Right?
Jeff Keighley.
Keighley. Yeah.
That man was pissed. He was so upset when that happened. You could just look at his face and how he was talking and be like, "Oh, that guy
It
is
was so one
upset."
of the funniest things I've ever seen because I was just shocked. Like, who?
Well,
What did he just say?
I did not understand a word out of his mouth.
I didn't either. I don't. I think he's foreign. So,
Well,
like,
no,
his
he
English is
definitely
broken,
was.
but-
It's just like, I can't believe he got up there. And also, he got in real trouble after the fact. Like, there's
He just blended in with them. That was the funniest part. Is that he just went up there and blended. Like he was he was part of the team.
The-
He literally walked up like he was part of the team
the
and no one
best.
stopped him.
The best part was like because I was watching that live with some friends, and we were just like, that guy's not Japanese.
Yeah, he
the
looks
fuck?
so out of
What the
place. He
fuck?
looks so out.
Who is that?
I kept peeking. He kept poking his head out.
Yeah,
like, behind
he
some of
kept
the
he
guys,
kept
and
he
you were
kept
like,
appearing. Just
who's that guy?
and it's like, who is that? All right, I'm gonna call it right here. Good
Yes.
good talk. Good
It was
2
a great
hours.
dis- It was a great
Glad we
discussion.
had some fun.
Yes.
See y'all later.